Hey everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We're all about bringing high-quality web novel audiobooks to life, and most of our content is completely free to enjoy. Just a quick note, web novels and web novel audiobooks aren't the same thing. Simply reading a novel out loud doesn't always make for a great listening experience. That's why I go through multiple rounds of rewriting and careful editing for every chapter to make sure the narration flows naturally and immerses you in the story, just like reading it yourself. These audiobooks are not just direct copies of the original novels. I've adapted them for a smoother, more engaging experience. And to be fully transparent, these adaptations are made for commercial purposes, so some chapters are paid content. But don't worry, this process is fully copyright compliant. I do all of this because I truly love web novels and audiobooks. I'm a huge fan, and this story is one of my personal favorites. YouTube update: recently, YouTube flagged some of our content for including mature themes, realistic violence, and darker story elements. As a result, we've decided to stop uploading anything that violates YouTube's guidelines. If you'd like access to the full, uncut versions including the more intense or mature content, you can find them on our Patreon page, where we upload everything first. Available now on Patreon: I Am a Legendary Boss audiobook, Versatile Mage starting with the White Tiger Pendant, Naruto the Wind Calamity, the Necromancer is amassing troops like crazy in the apocalypse, the mighty dragons are dead, Naruto, leader of Hidden Grass Village, Naruto Uchiha's Unserious Saga, your lord has a screw loose, Apocalypse I can see the health point bar, killing monsters drops loot, Starsea Fleet Age of the Lord, my monster fuses everything, Naruto, I traveled with a max level account, Fate in Bleach Unlimited Blade Works, killed for 100 years in Hueco Mundo, Aizen invited me to Soul Society, the world conquest giving birth to become a god, my master only breaks through on the edge of death, Bleach the Invincible Slacker from Rukongai, Naruto's Special Shop, One Piece the strongest female pirate cruise, Reborn as Danzō's grandson, must I offend the entire ninja world, Naruto starting with snatching the Mangekyo Sharingan, Naruto Card King, in Hueco Mundo with Shindu template, Naruto the Hidden Danzō, my journey as 4th Kusagakure, Naruto Troublesome Ninja Haruto, Naruto the Hyuga Mastermind, Bleach the strongest Shinigami, Bleach the 5th Division Captain, Fate Ultimate Antagonist, Fate of DXD, Fate I Heard After Death, you can ascend to the throne of heroes, Fate DXD Archer Reborn, Fate beginning with Type Moon, a Berserk Heart, Fate Grand Order Insert, One Piece take the Uchiha clan to the Grand Line, One Piece don't worry, I'm a doctor, building harem and dungeon with monster girls, DXD, Multiverse the day-to-day life of the Sephiroth hero, I'm the bad guy but heroines are obsessed with me, in Naruto, I have an affair with Mikoto and Kushina, many children bring happiness, a shameless start, Naruto Reborn with a Tenseigan, Naruto sleeping invincible, One Piece, life choice ask me to kiss marine goddess Hina, reborn as the genius son of the richest family, start by eating jacket fruit model, jacket human devil fruit, the days of being the richest man in the ninja world, the Witcher and Madara Uchiha, villain I possess the dragon Yang Dao physique, all saintesses turns into villainesses, all beautiful girls want to stick with me, interdimensional farming in another world, Naruto from Hidden Leaf Village to One Piece, and more. Most of our content there is free, and it's the best place to follow and support our work. The default audio speed is set to 3x, but if that's too fast for you, just let me know, I'm happy to adjust it. Got a favorite web novel you'd love to hear as an audiobook? Drop a suggestion. I'm always open to new ideas. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, X for the latest updates, new releases, and behind-the-scenes content. Thanks so much for your continued support and happy listening. Chapter 1, Luck Dice found a host, starting to alter world background. Wang Hao stared at this strange dice he had just picked up from the mud on the roadside, utterly confused. What's going on? Then he felt a dizzying sensation, and in a daze, he heard a series of cold metallic sounds in his mind, altering world background. Please wait. World background alteration complete. Host identity confirmed. Name, Wang Hao. Gender, male. Age, 24. Luck dice function, can be used once every 24 hours, randomly selecting one of the 6 luck attributes from very unlucky, unlucky, average, lucky, very lucky, divine level luck, lasting for up to 24 hours. Note, when not in use, the host's luck is fixed at average, resetting to 0 at midnight each day. You little rascal, still asleep? His dad's roar came from outside the door. It's almost 8 o'clock, get up now. Don't you know what day it is? Oh. Wang Hao grumbled back, then groggily got out of bed and scratched his messy hair. That dream yesterday was so weird, randomly picking up some luck dice or something. What day is it today? Wang Hao staggered into the bathroom, and as soon as he turned on the faucet, he was stunned. Right there on the sink was a dice roughly 2 centimeters long. Its shape was exactly like the luck dice from his dream. What the heck, where did this dice come from? Wang Hao's eyes widened as he carefully examined the dice. The more he looked, the more convinced he was that this was the luck dice from his dream. Because the 6 faces of this dice didn't have dots but Chinese characters. The 6 faces had the characters very unlucky, unlucky, average, lucky, very lucky, divine level luck. This is weird. As the saying goes, when things go wrong, there must be something abnormal. There had to be a reason for this dice suddenly appearing. Without thinking twice, Wang Hao went back to his bedroom, turned on his computer, and began searching. In the dream, this dice said it would change the world background. I wonder if it's true. It didn't take 10 minutes for Wang Hao to be completely stunned. The world's structure hadn't changed much from the previous world, but all forms of entertainment had completely changed. All the popular games were gone. League of Legends was gone. Dungeon Fighter Online was gone. World of Warcraft was gone. All the movies he had watched before were gone. Iron Man was gone. Superman was gone. X-Men was gone. Music, what about music? Every song he had listened to before was gone. All the songs he saw now were ones he had never heard before. Novels were gone too. All the hottest online novels from before were gone. Not a single one remained. The ones that were there were all ones he had never read. Even the top novel website had become a site called Stormy Chinese Novels. After looking for almost half an hour, when Wang Hao finally lifted his head, he excitedly shouted, "All the popular stuff is gone. I'm going to be popular now, ha ha ha." What's all of this shouting about early in the morning? His dad, already dressed, roared angrily, "Today's recruitment day, and you're not even dressed and ready. Are you planning to live off us forever? Go get a job now." Recruitment day? Oh right, today was the recruitment day, and the plan was to go job hunting. "Hey hour," at this moment his mom reminded him, "I've prepared breakfast and left it in the pot. You can eat it when you're ready. We're off now." "Got it." Wang Hao quickly replied, and soon after, he heard the door close as his parents left for work. After checking the house door, Wang Hao picked up the luck dice again and examined it carefully. The dice was neither metal nor jade, nor plastic. It emitted a milky white glow, very beautiful. It felt heavy in his hand and had a good texture. This thing is a luck dice. Can it really control luck? Wang Hao played with it for a while, then gritted his teeth. Whatever, I'll know if it works when I try it. If it can alter the world background, it must be powerful. Here goes nothing. He clasped his hands together, put the dice in his palm, shook it hard, then threw it onto the table with a smack. Wang Hao shouted, "Lucky. Very lucky. Divine level luck." The dice spun a few times on the table before finally stopping. When Wang Hao saw the character at the top of the dice, he was stunned. Because at the top of the luck dice was unlucky. The first roll was unlucky. Can you even live like this? Wang Hao broke into a cold sweat, his hand trembling as he held the luck dice. It's really unlucky. Oh god, what do I do now? Does this mean I'll be unlucky all day? I'll try rolling it again. Maybe it'll change. Last night in the dream he vaguely remembered that the luck dice's effect would last until midnight, so does this mean he'll be unlucky all day today? He hurriedly rolled it again, the dice spun a few times, and the word on top was still unlucky. No way. Wang Hao rolled it several times, and each time the result was unlucky. I refuse to believe this. Wang Hao then directly placed the face with divine level luck on top. Let's see if you can. Before he could even finish, the dice moved on its own and flipped over with a clatter. Wang Hao's eyes widened, damn it. At that moment, the top face of the dice still had the characters, unlucky. Suddenly, he felt horrible. Unlucky, how unlucky will I be today? I don't believe it, just how bad can it get? Wang Hao grumbled as he sat in front of his computer, I'll just stay at home and go online, that should be safe. Pop. The monitor instantly went black, power outage. Wang Hao. Damn it, I refuse to give in, going out. He got into the elevator, and after only 2 floors, slam, it got stuck. Crap. In the pitch black of the elevator, Wang Hao looked up at the sky speechlessly. Do you have to be this strong? Quickly, he called property management. Luckily, they arrived quickly, and after a lot of fuss, Wang Hao finally gasped for air as he got out of the building. Finally out. Wang Hao took a long breath, what a hassle. He quickly thought about what to do next. Today is an unlucky day, and it seems really strong. I need to find a safe place to hide. And since I've been reborn, I have to make the most of it and get info on this world. Go to an internet cafe. That seemed like the safest plan. Going to an internet cafe, even on an unlucky day, should have some limits, right? And the quickest way to get information on this world after rebirth? Go online. So Wang Hao immediately found an internet cafe, swiped his ID at the counter, and selected a random machine to sit at. Pop. Another power outage. Power outage. Outage. Age. Flipping tables. Wang Hao gritted his teeth. Is it this exaggerated? Power outage at home, elevator stuck, now this. I don't believe it. Can you cut power for a whole day? I'm staying put, I'll wait. Luckily, it didn't take too long, just over half an hour, and the computer screen lit up with a click. Ha ha ha. See, it's not too bad. Wang Hao was ecstatic. This bad luck isn't so bad. Crackle. The monitor began sparking, and Wang Hao smelled something burning. I'll switch machines. The tech guy arrived quickly, and without a word, Wang Hao switched to another machine. This one seemed fine, except the mouse didn't light up. Switch again. It wouldn't turn on. Switch again. The tech guy was fuming. Dude, are you the Prince of Misfortune? Every computer you touch breaks? Are you here to cause trouble? You think I want this? Wang Hao was equally frustrated. Why are your computers so weak? You're definitely here to mess with us. The tech guy dragged Wang Hao to the front desk. Check the surveillance. See if you've been tampering. The cafe owner checked the surveillance for a while, and Wang Hao shrugged. See, I didn't do anything. What the heck? The tech guy was exasperated. Try another machine. Switch again. Finally, on the sixth machine, success. The keyboard and mouse were working. The internet was smooth. Oh yeah. This was a huge victory. Then pop. Another power outage. Wang Hao. The tech guy. The cafe owner kneeled. Brother. You're my big brother. I won't charge you, I'll even double your deposit. Just leave, please. Go mess up another cafe. My small business can't handle this. Wang Hao, this really isn't my fault, dude. The cafe owner shoved 50 yuan into Wang Hao's hand. Please leave. Fine, I'm going. I'll use my phone to check info. Wang Hao gritted his teeth and took out his phone. No signal. Flipping tables, geez. I refuse to believe there's no signal everywhere. Wang Hao stubbornly said, I'll go to the park and use my phone. He left. There was a park near his house, and since it was still morning, there weren't many people. Wang Hao walked around stealthily, hiding from everyone. This time, he luckily avoided any trouble, finally finding an empty corner to sit and took out his phone again. Finally have signal? Ha ha ha. Beep beep beep. Attention, your battery is below 10%. Damn it. I forgot to charge it this morning. Chapter 2, Good Luck. Wang Hao, in a fit of anger, kicked an empty drink bottle by his foot and sent it flying. He watched as the bottle spun through the air and landed in the bushes, where a white-furred creature stood up. Wang Hao was very familiar with this kind of creature, docile, loyal, protective, man's best friend. Yes, that's right, it was a cute dog. However, this dog's size was rather large. Look at its tall figure, its strong waist, its long tail, its sharp white fangs, and its fierce gaze. Sis. Wang Hao turned and ran. He had been focused on avoiding people earlier and hadn't noticed this guy. Woof. 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 The dog chased after Wang Hao, who used every ounce of his strength, but he finally managed to avoid being bitten. Thank goodness, if that dog had bitten him, he would have needed a rabies vaccine. The road. There's a road ahead. Once he crossed the road, he would be safe. At that moment, the light was red. Charge. In one breath, he ran across the street. Wah ha 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 ha. You stupid dog, catch me if you can, huh? You can't do anything now, can you? Time to disappear and grab something to eat. A red sports car drove over. A Ferrari. And the driver was a beauty. An ice-cold beauty. Wearing sunglasses, the aura, the energy, the sound of the car's roaring engine. Now that's a luxury car. A rich and beautiful woman. Hey? Hey? She's driving towards me. Getting closer. 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 Swoosh. The Ferrari sped down the road, leaving a dazzling red streak behind. It was so agile that even as it drove through a puddle, it didn't slow down at all. Wang Hao looked at his mud-splattered clothes. Sis. He quickly wrote down the car's license plate, Zong A56789. So what if you're rich? You think you're so great? Just you wait. Damn it, these clothes are unwearable now, time to go home and change. What a jinx day, I can't even drink water without choking. Wang Hao carefully made his way home, walking for a good half an hour. He finally reached his apartment complex without more incidents and went upstairs to change his clothes. He didn't dare take the elevator, not with how his day was going. If he took the elevator, there'd definitely be more trouble, so he resolutely took the stairs. 16th floor, I'll take my time. Think of it as exercise. First floor. Second floor. Fourth floor. 12th floor. 14th floor. 16th floor. Huff, huff, finally, I made it to the 16th floor. This should be problem-free now, right? Wang Hao's legs felt like they were about to give out, but he had reached the safety door and turned the handle. What the hell? Who the hell locked this door? The handle wouldn't turn. Back down, 15th floor, locked. 14th floor, locked. 13th floor, still locked. Wang Hao just said nothing. Property management, I'm definitely filing a complaint against you. Finally, on the 8th floor, the door was open. Waiting for the elevator, damn it. Ding, the elevator finally arrived. It wasn't easy. Inside the elevator, to the 16th floor. Thunk, stuck again. Wang Hao just said nothing. Elevator company, this is not over between us. Another 20 minutes later. My cozy home, I finally made it back. He opened the door and entered the house. There was electricity this time, right? Time to charge the phone. Covered in sweat, he took a shower and changed clothes. I'm staying home today, not going out, no water, are you kidding me? What a nightmare of a day. Wang Hao didn't know how he made it to midnight, but he somehow did. When the clock struck 12, Wang Hao let out a long sigh of relief. Taking out his lucky dice, Wang Hao gulped. I still can't believe it, could today still be unlucky or extremely unlucky? Please, no more bad luck. Wang Hao's heart was beating like crazy. Deep breath, stay calm, lucky dice, let's go. Clatter, the lucky dice spun on the table, Wang Hao's eyes followed it without blinking. Today's luck is. The dice quickly came to a stop, and when Wang Hao saw the words on top, he instantly got excited. Good luck. Wang Hao's whole being was elated, wahahaha. I'm finally lucky today. After experiencing the power of bad luck yesterday, today's good luck. Hee hee. Haha. Wang Hao laughed ecstatically, carefully putting away the lucky dice. Man, I wonder what good things will happen today? Time to go online. When someone's lucky, their whole demeanor changes. He was excited for a good 10 minutes, almost floating when he went to the bathroom. After quickly washing up, Wang Hao looked at himself in the mirror, still so handsome, time to surf the web from my bed. To Wang Hao, the moonlight outside looked so bright and lovely, the chirping crickets in the bush sounded so melodious, the girl in the building across was so beautiful. Oh wow, she wasn't even wearing clothes. Could this good luck be bringing some romance too? Wahahaha. It's true that happiness makes one feel refreshed, and with good luck all day, I'm invincible. Joy. Opening his phone, it was fully charged, with full signal strength, awesome. Without hesitation, he opened the lottery website. Today's my lucky day, I should win at least a few 100,000, right? He casually picked a number, all ready to pay, but then suddenly stopped. Wait, no, that's not right. Wang Hao carefully thought, today is my lucky day, but the lottery draw isn't until another day. What if that day turns out to be unlucky? The thought made Wang Hao break out in a cold sweat, considering the power of his bad luck, the best result would be wasting money, or worse, losing even more. Damn, that was close. He decisively closed the lottery website, determined to focus on things that could yield results today. Let's check out WeChat. First, he searched for nearby people, seeing a screen full of girls, their profile pictures were also pretty. Could there be a chance for a romantic encounter? Maybe find that girl who was wandering around without clothes? If found, could he chat her up? Could he ask her out for a meal during the day? After dinner, maybe take a walk? And after the walk, could something interesting happen? Oh, ha ha ha. While he was fantasizing, a ding sound interrupted him. Someone added him. Today's my lucky day, whoever added me must be special. Could it be that pretty girl? He eagerly clicked. Damn, it was a man who added him. Named Golden Sunflower. Why not Golden Chrysanthemum? I'm straight. Not interested in guys. Chapter 3, 3 chapters of Break the Heavens. Habitually, he wanted to delete the other person. His finger was already on the delete button when Wang Hao suddenly remembered, no, today is my lucky day. If this guy added me on a lucky day, there must be a reason. Wang Rishan? Golden Sunflower, big brother, do you read novels? Wang Rishan, yes, what's up? Golden Sunflower, I wrote a book, but it's not doing well. My mom told me to stop because she worries it will affect my studies. So I thought I'd randomly find someone nearby to chat with. I just want to know if I have any talent for writing. If I don't, I'll stop writing. Big brother, if you have time, can you help me take a look? What's this situation? A novelist coming to me? Today is really my lucky day. Invincible. There must be something strange about this. Wang Rishan, sure, send it over. Golden Sunflower, really? Thank you, big brother. He said and sent a URL, which was on Fenny on Chinese network. Wang Hao clicked it open and looked at the data. Fenion War God, member clicks, 29, recommendation votes, 18, total word count, 168,547. This performance is really mediocre. He started reading, and after just 2 chapters, Wang Hao was about to collapse. Is this an exposition? What kind of plot is this? It starts by introducing some continent, with so many cities, and so many people in those cities. Where the protagonist is, what he is doing, and what he will do next. Other than the writing style, it has absolutely nothing. Wang Rishan, you have a decent writing style, but this plot. Are you sure this is a novel? If I wasn't in a good mood today, I would have been put to sleep by this. Golden Sunflower, so it's really no good? Big brother, do I really have no talent for writing? Wang Hao instinctively wanted to reply, yes, with this, no matter how you write, it'll flop, but he restrained himself. He thought it wouldn't be good to directly discourage such an eager little fellow. But the more he thought about it, the more excited he became. First of all, he had the luck dice, which was powerful. However, it was clear that good luck could influence events but couldn't directly improve life. Action was the foundation of everything. No matter how lucky you were, lying in bed wouldn't make money fall on your head, right? So the key still lay in action. He was just an ordinary person without special skills. Even though he crossed over, he hadn't changed and was still the same old him. The only advantage was his extensive knowledge of entertainment. For example, novels, music, movies, games, and variety shows. But what's the use of knowledge alone? He could read novels but not write them, his memory wasn't photographic enough. At best, he just remembered the general plot and settings of some big hits. His music was okay, he could remember tunes and lyrics but wouldn't embarrass himself by singing in karaoke. As for movies, Wang Hao knew he wasn't cut out to be a director, and he didn't have the money for it either. So, an author who came to him voluntarily, especially one with good writing skills. Today, he really was invincible. Wang Hao suddenly got excited. I know popular plots but can't write. My writing sucks. This guy's plot is no good, but his writing is. I can tell him the plot and let him write. He decisively entered hype mode. Wang Rishan, your plot is unreadable. You need action. There needs to be fighting, all the time, fight, fight, fight. If someone asks, what are you looking at? You reply, looking at you, what else? And then start the fight. Wang Hao's words clearly stunned the other side. Golden Sunflower, really? Wang Rishan, of course. Why do you write? Is it just a hobby? Do you write when you feel like it and stop when you don't? Or do you want to develop in this field, make money, and support your family? This question was crucial and had to be clarified. He had seen too many unique authors in the past life who either lost interest or thought the money wasn't enough. So even if he wanted to collaborate with Golden Sunflower, he had to understand his motivation first. If it was just for fun, then forget it. They'd better not write for 2 days and then give up, hurting each other's feelings. Golden Sunflower, my family is in a bad condition, so I want to make some money to lighten the burden. Even 1,000 yuan a month would help. But no one seems to like what I write. My mom worries it will affect my studies, and I'm conflicted, not knowing what to do. Wang Rishan, that's simple. I have a good idea, but I don't have time to write. I'll pay you to write it for me. How about that? Golden Sunflower, huh? Really? How much will you pay? 5 yuan per 1,000 words? When Wang Hao saw this, he was almost moved to tears. What a good kid, trying to make money for his family, and only asking for 5 yuan per 1,000 words. He knew that in terms of writing alone, the book he read earlier could definitely surpass most authors. Even those from the peak of online literature in his past life. Wang Rishan, 10 yuan per 1,000 words, payable daily. If the writing is good, the rate can go up. Golden Sunflower, 10 yuan per 1,000 words. Really, big brother? If I write 10,000 words a day, I could make 100 yuan a day? That's 3,000 a month. Wang Rishan, of course it's real. How about it, if you're willing, I'll tell you my idea now. Golden Sunflower, I'm willing. I am. Seeing Golden Sunflower agree, Wang Hao immediately started carefully sifting through suitable novels in his mind. He had at least a dozen phenomenon-level online novels in his mind, but choosing the first one as a trial required careful consideration. If we talk about popular books, it has to be the books of the 5 supreme gods from my past life, Wang Hao thought to himself, but which one? After pondering, he reread Golden Sunflower's book, and finally made up his mind. He chose the most impactful and representative book. Break the Heavens. Chapter 4, Good Luck Opening the Door. Break the Heavens was a fantasy novel serialized on the Origin World's Kidian Chinese network with over 1.3 billion clicks. It was considered the pinnacle of fantasy novels, essentially a phenomenal piece of online literature. The overall structure was very grand, and the plot was tight. From the protagonist's appearance to continuous upgrades, ultimately becoming the world's strongest, it could be called a textbook of fantasy literature. And coincidentally, this Golden Sunflower's writing style was perfect for writing this book. This is the one. Having decided which book to discuss, Wang Hao immediately began explaining the opening plot of Break the Heavens to the Golden Sunflower, even quoting the very first classic line of the book, Fighting Power, 3 stages. Especially when the Golden Sunflower heard that line, don't underestimate a young man just because he's poor, he knelt directly. Golden Sunflower, Brother Risshin, how did you come up with such an awesome plot? Once this book is written, it will definitely be a hit. Wasn't that obvious? This was Break the Heavens, a pinnacle online novel that created countless records in the previous life. How could it not be a hit? Do your best to write it well. After the book becomes popular, I'll give you a raise. Wang Hao decisively went into pretentious mode. Remember, today will be very cruel, tomorrow will be very cruel, but the day after tomorrow will be very beautiful, yet most people will die tomorrow night. Brother Jack Ma, the world hasn't discovered you yet. I won't hesitate to use your classic quotes. Wahahaha. Golden Sunflower, Brother Risshin, I'll definitely work hard. Wang Risshin, first, write the first 3 chapters of the opening today and show me when you're done. If it works, we'll sign a cooperation agreement. Golden Sunflower, huh? We have to sign an agreement? I don't understand this, what's the content? Wang Risshin, it's just a confidentiality agreement. You can't disclose that this book was written by you, understand? Golden Sunflower, understood, I'll go to sleep now and start working in the morning. After turning off WeChat, Wang Hao let out a long breath. Wahahahaha. I'm invincible today. A little brother fell from the sky. Awesome, sleep now. The first step has been taken, only the startup funds are left. Raising little brothers requires money. Find a job after waking up. Early the next morning, Wang Hao got up early. Damn it, today is my lucky day, everything will go smoothly. After a day of bad luck yesterday, today I must get it all back. Eat breakfast and go downstairs. Enter the elevator. Let's see if it can get stuck today. Ding dong. Sure enough, he went downstairs smoothly. That's more like it, at least it knows what's good for it. Then as soon as Wang Hao stepped out of the building, he was blocked by a few people. One of them, clearly a property manager, pointed at Wang Hao and started shouting, "Boss, it's him." What the hell? What's going on? Wang Hao instinctively prepared to run but forced himself to stop. Wait, today is my lucky day, I'm invincible. I'll defeat however many come. It's me, so what? Wang Hao looked at the other person. Why should he be afraid just because there were a lot of them? The leader was about 45 or 46 years old, not tall, only about 1.65 meters, with a bit of a bald head, dressed in a suit with glasses. He came forward, bowed deeply to Wang Hao, and then said, comma. He rattled off a bunch of words, none of which Wang Hao understood, but he at least recognized that the other person was speaking Japanese. What's he saying? Wang Hao looked around, is he trying to provoke me or what? At this moment, a female secretary beside the man stepped forward to translate. Our boss said, "Hello, sir, I'm Shaiku Zongzeng, the manager of Tomorrow Elevator Company's Zonghai branch. I sincerely apologize for the elevator malfunction yesterday. I hope you can forgive us." Huh? He's here to apologize? Wang Hao instantly felt delighted. Wahahahahaha. After living for over 20 years, this was the first time an RB person took the initiative to apologize to him. Awesome. Tell him, Wang Hao sniffed, to ensure better quality next time, don't let it malfunction so easily. It's just my good temper this time. If it were someone else, your company's elevator might have to be returned to the factory for repairs. The female translator quickly conveyed this to the man. The man bowed deeply to Wang Hao again, said a bunch of stuff, and the female translator said, I understand. We deeply regret the inconvenience caused to you. So today, I brought a gift specially prepared for you. I hope you can accept it, and once again, we apologize for our mistake. Huh? There's a gift too? Wang Hao's eyes immediately lit up. What gift? Let me see. The man waved his hand, and someone immediately stepped forward and handed Wang Hao a beautifully packaged small box. The female translator said, this is a special gift from our boss, the latest Zippo lighter. We hope you like it. Of course, if you don't smoke, we can provide a different gift as compensation. No need, this is great. Wang Hao smiled brightly as he opened the box, revealing a very beautiful lighter inside. He took it out and fiddled with it. Cool. Considering that you guys seem quite sincere, we'll let it go this time. Wang Hao nodded generously. Remember to ensure quality. In business, quality is the most important thing, got it? The female translator conveyed Wang Hao's words, and the man kept nodding and apologizing. The female translator said, "Understood, thank you for the reminder. If you are satisfied with our compensation, we'll take our leave. We wish you all the best, goodbye." Wang Hao waved his hand, "Go." After the group left, Wang Hao looked up and laughed 3 times, "Ha ha ha. Awesome. A great start to the day. Time to look for a job." Chapter 5 The Awesome God Zhao Kangshan. As the saying goes, you must first settle down to be able to succeed in your career. This is absolutely true. Especially today, with good luck, you must strike while the iron is hot. Wang Hao left the park and headed straight to the nearest bus stop. Speaking of which, this good luck was indeed different. Just as he arrived at the bus stop, the number 233 bus heading to the talent market pulled up. Wang Hao quickly boarded it. Wow, ha ha ha, there's a seat. Sitting down with a plop, Wang Hao began planning the next steps in his life. He already had a good start with the novel. This golden sunflower could be considered his first little follower in this world. There shouldn't be too many problems with the beginning. Now, the most important issue was funding. Money isn't everything, but without money, you can't do anything. Just taking Break the Heavens as an example, even if he started writing now and uploaded it directly to the website, it would take at least a month and a half before it could be listed. Wang Hao had calculated this carefully after thorough research. The free word count for each novel on this world's Finion Chinese network was similar to that of Gideon in his previous life, around 250,000 to 300,000 words. This meant that this portion of the word count wouldn't generate income. At the rate of 10 yuan per 1,000 words, the initial investment would be about 3,000. This couldn't be saved. Plus, his daily expenses. Startup funding was essential. Wang Hao checked his bank card on his mobile phone. As expected, the balance was the same as before he crossed over, 2,154.86 yuan. 2,000 yuan, at most, was only enough to support him eating casual meals and paying some manuscript fees to Golden Sunflower. It definitely wouldn't be enough for anything more. Ask his family for money. Wang Hao shook his head. Having reincarnated, he would despise himself if he still relied on his parents. So, the most urgent task now was to find a job. Firstly, having a job would put his father at ease, so he wouldn't worry about him every day. Secondly, having a salary would help him get through these initial 2 months smoothly, without being like a good housewife without rice to cook. Thirdly, he had nothing else to do anyway, and he didn't need to write the book himself. Based on our current needs, Wang Hao thought carefully, it's only a transitional period anyway. The job doesn't need to be glamorous, nor does the salary need to be high. The key points are 2. First, the workload couldn't be too much because he needed time to explain the plot to Golden Sunflower. Second, the working hours couldn't be too long, working until 8 or 9 in the evening every day wouldn't do. So, based on these requirements, the most suitable positions for him were probably as follows: odd jobs, cleaning, part-time work, typist. Now that he had a rough goal, finding a job shouldn't be too difficult. However, upon arriving at the talent market, Wang Hao realized that he was being too simplistic. Seeing the crowd, Wang Hao swallowed hard. The population in this world seemed to be the same as in the heavenly, and just looking at the long queues at each hiring window was enough to make many people shy away. Damn, why be scared of the crowd? Today, I'm invincible. Wang Hao plunged into the throng. It was already 11 a.m., the peak hour, and everywhere he looked, it was packed with people. The dense crowd gave him goosebumps, with groups huddled in front of the advertisement boards, discussing the company introductions. Unlike most people here, who were looking for decent jobs to make a name for themselves, Wang Hao specifically roamed around the less crowded areas. Generally speaking, the positions suitable for him were more likely to be found in such places. Good luck indeed was different. After wandering for half a circle, he found a position that suited him well. Tani Network Technology Company was hiring a game planning assistant, with a monthly salary of 2,200, working hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., with a 1-hour lunch break, 6 working days a week. This job was passable. The salary was pathetically low for Zhonghai City, which explained why no one had applied. But it was just right for him. Go for it. Wang Hao quickly stepped forward. Hello, is the game planning assistant position at your company filled? The company's HR manager was a chubby man who casually glanced at Wang Hao and grunted, not yet. Do you have your resume? Well, Wang Hao, in his haste, hadn't brought it. But no problem, today was his lucky day. Wang Hao scratched his head and said somewhat reservedly, sorry, I rushed out and forgot to bring my resume. The chubby manager grunted, oh, do you have any relevant work experience? Where did you graduate from? Graduated from Zhonghai Technology College. As for work experience, Wang Hao thought for a moment, does being a typist count? Barely, the chubby guy yawned, ready to ask more questions when suddenly, a rather ordinary-looking young man squeezed in, smiling. Manager Liu, long time no see. Hearing this greeting, the previously listless Manager Liu's eyes lit up upon seeing the young man. He smiled. Oh, isn't his the supreme god Zhao Kangshan? What brings you here? Hearing this name, Wang Hao became curious. Supreme god Zhao Kangshan? A web novelist? Wait, wasn't today supposed to be about good luck? This wasn't going according to the script. Shouldn't the manager have immediately hired him upon his arrival? Zhao Kangshan, the supreme god, pulled over a chair and sat next to Manager Liu. I'm preparing for a new book recently, came out to get some fresh air and find inspiration. No wonder, Manager Liu completely ignored Wang Hao and chatted with Zhao Kangshan. You do need to find inspiration, writing can't be rushed. Have you decided on the subject and title yet? The subject will definitely be fantasy. Zhao Kangshan crossed his legs, his smile filled with pride. It's for the copyright after all. But I haven't decided on the title yet. I've thought of a few, but none of them feel quite right. You are a true supreme god, Manager Liu even sounded fawning. Any title you come up with can attract countless eyes, no need to worry. Zhao Kangshan seemed quite pleased with Manager Liu's words. He nodded, smiling. Of course. Even if I start a book now, with just the title and no written content, there are already offers for the copyright. The starting bid is 3 million. But the title is very important as it will be adapted into a game. A tacky title won't do. This book is my bid for the Supreme God. I can't afford to be careless, everything must be perfect. Chapter 6 Unstoppable Luck. Wang Hao listened on the side, eyes wide open. Reaching the pinnacle? Isn't the most powerful genius currently at Feni on Chinese network that Windao guy? No idea how good this one is, but he sure sounds cocky. Yes, it indeed needs to be done properly. Manager Liu's demeanor was completely different from when he was facing Wang Hao. He smiled and said, I wonder if the great master is free at noon? How about we have a meal together? Our company values your book a lot. It would be best if we could collaborate on an adaptation. Hearing Manager Liu mention this, Zhao Kangshan's eyes lit up, and he nodded instantly. Sure, no problem, my treat. Haha, I would feel bad to let you spend money. Manager Liu immediately packed his things. Shall we head out then? Alright. Zhao Kangshan stood up, suddenly glanced at Wang Hao sitting on the chair, and asked doubtfully, who is this? Oh, an interviewee, I almost forgot about him. Manager Liu directly handed Wang Hao a small notebook. Leave a phone number and wait for our call. Just ignore me, huh? What about my good luck? Wang Hao shrugged, took the notebook, and looked at it. It had a long list of names and phone numbers, indicating fierce competition for this position. But whatever, if they don't want me here, someone else will. I can always look elsewhere. After writing down his phone number, Wang Hao got up and left. The great master Zhao Kangshan walked out with Manager Liu, arm in arm, asking as they walked, what position was that guy applying for? Manager Liu replied, game planning assistant. He has no degree, no experience, and didn't even bring a resume. A graduate from a trash university? No wonder, Zhao Kangshan didn't even bother to look at Wang Hao, laughing. Universities are expanding their admissions without limits nowadays, which leads to such consequences. It's like the unrestricted use of fertilizers and pesticides, it results in poor quality and massive quantities, leading to serious oversupply. Exactly, Manager Liu nodded vigorously. Sigh, it's hard to find a satisfactory candidate these days. Not far away, Wang Hao listened, frowning deeply. What's wrong with a trash university? I'm earning my living with my own hands. How does that bother you? You act so arrogant, be careful you don't get beaten up when you go out. Wang Hao spat hard, good luck today, but watch out for sudden bad luck. Speaking of good luck and bad luck, Wang Hao suddenly heard a thunderous roar not far away. There he is. Guys, get him. What the hell is happening? Wang Hao turned around and saw a group of around 4 or 5 young men, looking like street punks, surrounding the great master Zhao Kangshan. The leader, who was at least 1.82 meters tall, had a buzz cut, a small earring, and a wolf head tattoo on his neck. He stood in front of Zhao Kangshan, pushed him stumbling with a shove, and cursed, fuck you, seducing my wife, huh? Such a scene immediately drew a large crowd, and Wang Hao also hurried over to watch the drama. Is my luck that good today? Am I getting a satisfaction without lifting a finger? Who is your wife? Zhao Kangshan was obviously a bit bewildered. Though he was a great master, he was essentially a shut-in and had never seen such a scene. He hurriedly said, Big brother, let's talk calmly. I haven't contacted any women recently. Still pretending, the leader slapped him hard, wearing a blue t-shirt, black shorts, flip-flops, and carrying a bag. It's definitely you. Guys, beat him up. Without giving any time to react, the group started punching and kicking. The punches landed with such force that just hearing them made Wang Hao's hair stand on end. Punches hit their mark. Oh dear, look at this mess. Keep going, don't stop. After a few more hits and kicks, one of the group suddenly glanced not far away, then said quietly, "Oh shit, Brother Wolf, I think we got the wrong guy. I saw someone else dressed the same over there." "What?" The leader, Brother Wolf, turned his eyes and then smiled, patting the stunned Zhao Kangshan on the shoulder. "Sorry, we're filming a show. It's an entertainment program. I just thought you looked suitable. Guys, let's wrap up." In a blink, they all fled. Wang Hao's mouth fell open. Oh shit, that's possible? Zhao Kangshan, struck by unexpected bad luck, sat on the ground, stunned and speechless. By the time he came to his senses, the assailants had long disappeared. It was too late to even call the police. What bad luck? Zhao Kangshan's face was still swollen from the slap. He got up with difficulty, dusting off his clothes, and said sullenly, "What kind of day is this?" Covering his mouth, Wang Hao left the scene and, once he was at a place without many people, burst into laughter. "Ha ha 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 ha. So satisfying. Looks like my luck is unmatched today. Ah, such a great mood." Wang Hao hummed a tune and continued looking for a suitable job. As they say, happiness brings good spirits. After checking out several booths, he suddenly saw one named Bahuan Group Film and Television Entertainment Co., Ltd. His eyes lit up. "This is it. I'm unstoppable today, let's go." Wang Hao stepped forward and asked, "Hello, is your company still hiring?" "Hello." The reception was a roughly 40-year-old man in a suit and tie, looking very formal. He listened to Wang Hao's question, sized him up and down, and said, "Basically, all positions are filled, only one last position is still available." "Only one position left?" "Haha, luck's definitely on my side." Wang Hao quickly asked, "What position is it? Are the requirements high?" "The requirements aren't high, a bachelor's degree will do. But accordingly, the pay is also low." The middle-aged man wasn't very friendly but not outright cold either. He said calmly, "One of our crew's lighting assistants quit because of the low salary. The crew is almost done, so it's only a 2-month job." A lighting assistant, it sounds fancy, but it's basically a temp doing odd jobs. For others, it would be a menial job, but for Wang Hao, it's different. Doing odd jobs. Temporary work. Only for 2 months. I truly am unbeatable today. For others, this job might be chicken ribs, with low pay and short duration, but it's absolutely perfect for me. Chapter 7, Everything Goes Well, Awesome. This is perfect? I can do this. Wang Hao's eyes almost sparkled with excitement. Just when he thought all hope was lost, a new opportunity had appeared. The assistant game planner position from earlier was clearly a dead end, but who would have thought such a suitable role would pop up here? Oh? Really? Seeing how quickly Wang Hao agreed, the middle-aged man was somewhat surprised. "Have you thought it through? This job is just temporary, our company isn't responsible for permanent positions and the salary isn't high. Generally speaking, everyone hopes to find long-term positions because they offer stability. Therefore, nobody usually wants to be a temp, especially since this man already mentioned the low salary. The previous person quit because of the low pay, which means the salary for this position must indeed be quite low. But why would Wang Hao care? All he needed was a stepping stone, a lower salary was fine as long as he had a job. No problem. Wang Hao laughed, having work is better than staying home doing nothing, right? If you have no objections, then I'll take the job. After saying this, Wang Hao suddenly paused and then asked softly, "But my educational background isn't enough. I only graduated from a vocational school, you see." Education was not something that could be hidden, so Wang Hao had to clarify this up front to avoid being kicked out later. "Not enough education?" The man frowned, thought for a moment, then looked at Wang Hao, saying, "Indeed, that's a problem." He might have been tired of dealing with this, as it was just one more trivial position left to fill. Not hiring meant incomplete work, but hiring meant having someone willing to do the job despite insufficient education. So he hesitated for a moment, then took a sip of water and said, "You seem quite eager. I'll give you 1 minute to sell yourself. If I'm satisfied, I'll make the decision to hire you. How about that?" Was this an interview? Wang Hao was a bit nervous. 1 minute, if he messed this up, it wouldn't be easy to find another job as suitable as this one. So he quickly racked his brain, thinking about how to sell himself. After thinking for over 10 seconds and still having no clue, an idea suddenly flashed in his mind. Got it. Well, Wang Hao took a moment to prepare and then slowly said, "Generally speaking, employees quit for various reasons, but only 2 are the most genuine. 1 is not being paid enough, and 2 is feeling unappreciated. All these boil down to one thing: not enjoying the job. PFFT. The man instantly sprayed out a mouthful of water upon hearing Wang Hao's words. This kid didn't want the job, daring to say that in front of the company's chief HR. The man was initially a bit angry, but Wang Hao's next sentence made him burst out laughing again. Wang Hao laughed as he said, "But I'm not afraid of low salary. As long as there is work." This rascal. The man, both amused and exasperated, stared at Wang Hao and then slapped his thigh hard. "You're hired." "Really?" Wang Hao was immediately excited. "You mean I've passed?" Ha ha ha. Seeing Wang Hao's expression, the middle-aged man's mood improved, laughing. "You kid, you do have some insights. It's settled then. The job is 2 months long, with a monthly salary of 2,400. Any problem?" "No problem, no problem." Wang Hao vigorously nodded. "So, do we sign the contract now? When do I start?" "Sure." The man took out a contract, first wrote 2,400 in the salary column, then handed it to Wang Hao. "Take a look. If there's no issue, just sign it." "Okay, I'll check it." Taking the contract, Wang Hao quickly scanned it and found nothing wrong, so he signed it immediately. "You are quite straightforward." The man smiled and signed his name on a contract too. Wang Hao sneakily looked and saw the man's name was Zhang Ningzi, who should be the HR of this company. After putting away the contract, Zhang Ningzi handed Wang Hao a badge with assistant lighting technician written on it and said, "Today is Saturday. Go and prepare. You will start next Monday. The crew is in Hangdian. Just show your badge to the staff when you arrive." He paused, thought for a moment, and added, "Oh, by the way, if there's a shortage of people, you might need to play a small acting role. Just be mentally prepared." Playing a minor role was easy, and it was a chance to live out his dream of being an actor. Wang Hao readily agreed. "Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll go prepare now?" "Sure, go ahead. Good luck with your work." "Thank you." Leaving the job market, Wang Hao looked up and laughed loudly. "Today is turning out great, awesome. Damn it, I still remember that stray dog chasing me for 3 streets yesterday. Just wait, I'll get my revenge." He went straight to the park and soon reached the place where he encountered the dog. After looking around a bit, he found it. "Caught you, huh? Meow." The stray dog that was so fierce yesterday now shrunk back fearfully at the sight of Wang Hao, looking like a pitiful little thing. Its expression was so pitiful that anyone would feel bad for bullying it any further, right? So Wang Hao felt quite frustrated. It seemed that today's revenge was unlikely to happen. "Oh well, seeing you so pitiful, I'll be merciful today. Wait here, I'll buy you a sausage." Wang Hao jogged all the way to the park's supermarket, bought a sausage, came back, and threw it directly to the dog. "Even though you chased me half to death yesterday, I'm in a good mood today, so enjoy. No need to thank me." Meow. The stray dog quickly gulped down the sausage and then walked up, biting Wang Hao's pant leg. "Hey, are you being ungrateful?" Wang Hao raised his hand, ready to give it a piece of his mind, but before he could react, the stray dog dragged him and ran. "What's going on?" The stray dog was very strong, dragging Wang Hao about 10 meters. When the dog finally let go, Wang Hao looked around. "Did you drag me here to commit a crime?" "Woof woof." The stray dog barked twice towards the bushes. Following the dog's gaze, Wang Hao saw something shiny in the bushes that immediately caught his attention. It was a smartphone, the latest rose gold iPhone 6s. Chapter 8 Over 3,000 photos. Wang Hao was completely stunned. He looked at the phone, then at the stray dog. "Damn. You must be a transmigrator, right? I give you a sausage, you give me a phone. This trade is quite fair." Wang Hao looked around and saw no one. He walked over, picked up the phone, and looked at it. "Today is really my lucky day." A phone fell from the sky. Wahahaha. It was clear that the phone's owner had taken good care of it. There wasn't a single scratch on the entire phone, except for a beautiful snowflake pattern on the back. He took out his own phone, which he had received from a recharge promotion, and compared it with the Apple phone he had picked up. The difference was huge. Did someone specifically send this here because they knew I didn't have a good phone? Wang Hao smiled, then shook his head, "But a gentleman doesn't take what isn't his. I don't know who lost it, they're probably quite anxious about it. I'll just hold on to it for now, when the owner calls, I'll return it." To be honest, although Wang Hao occasionally had a bit of a temper, he had a good sense of right and wrong, and would never take ill-gotten gains. Of course, just because he wouldn't take it, didn't mean he couldn't fiddle with it. "The password is 4 digits? Wang Hao looked at the password lock on the Apple phone screen and became interested. "Let's see if I can unlock it, give it a try, hee." He thought it was just fun. After all, an iPhone 6s cost over 5,000 yuan each, which he obviously couldn't afford with his current finances, and he had never played with one before. So out of curiosity, he randomly pressed a few buttons. 1234? No. 1314? Still no. What other meaningful numbers are there? 5438? 7456? He pressed a few times randomly, and when he pressed the set of meaningful numbers 5438, the phone lock actually opened. Wang Hao. Today, I am truly unstoppable. I actually unlocked it. The stray dog wagged its tail violently. Woof woof. As soon as the phone unlocks, the first thing Wang Hao saw was a photo. It wouldn't usually be a big deal for it to be a photo, but since it was a photo where the face couldn't be seen, where the person was wearing just underwear, combined with the meaningful number 5438 unlock code, it became quite something. Wang Hao instantly felt stirred. No way? Could this be the phone of a girl who loves taking selfies? Wahaha. This lucky streak includes some romantic opportunities. It's safe to say that the phone of a girl, especially one who loves selfies, would be very attractive to any man. Wang Hao is a perfectly normal man, so naturally, he wasn't an exception. Just one look? Wang Hao looked around again, his heart pounding, his hands trembling, and he carefully opened the photo gallery. With just one look, he was completely dumbfounded. Holy crap. Wang Hao's eyes were as wide as light bulbs, so many. Over 3,000 photos. And most of them are in underwear, swimwear, bikinis. It was no wonder he was so shocked. This was clearly a girl who loved taking selfies. Although every photo didn't show her face, the body exhibited in the shots was practically perfect, which was extremely attractive to Wang Hao. An extra pound made her appear fat, but an ounce less made her look thin. Wang Hao hadn't really understood this statement before, but after seeing these selfies, he finally understood. Judging by the bra size, it must be at least a C+. Wang Hao swallowed a gulp of saliva. Her skin is so white and smooth, so slick. Based on her height, the proportions look nearly perfect, about 1.65 meters, right? A stunner, a genuine stunner. The photos were so tantalizing that Wang Hao, being a young, energetic man, naturally took a few more looks. Unfortunately, every photo shot by this selfie-loving girl was almost the same angle, with the face obscured and in underwear or bikinis. The poses weren't too provocative, so Wang Hao decided to appreciate them by roughly skimming through. Could this girl be a leg model? It's possible. Wang Hao touched his chin, looking at the photo of those straight, long, white legs, and commented, "The thighs are plump and well proportioned, the thickness is just right." With this proportion, it must be perfectly divided according to the golden ratio. Her shoe size must be around 37, her toes are pretty round. She must be a top-notch leg model. Wow, look at that little posture, perfect? After looking at them for a while, Wang Hao muttered, "Still, she's too careless. Losing her phone is one thing, but she hasn't even called for such a long time. There's no way to return it to her." Honestly speaking, holding such a tempting item in his hands, Wang Hao's mind was a bit muddled. Returning it was definitely a must, but he didn't know who to return it to. He scrolled through the contacts list, which was completely empty, without a single contact. As for other apps, there was nothing either, not even QQ. What's going on? Wang Hao looked around the phone curiously and wondered, such an expensive phone, just for taking selfies? This person must be a selfie maniac, damn. Forget it, I won't overthink it. I'll take it home first, wait for a call and return it then. It's fine to take what's yours, but you can't have what's not. Peeking twice doesn't count. Just as he was about to leave, the stray dog barked, "Woof woof." Wang Hao thought for a moment and squatted down. "You're kind of impressive, dog. Want to come home with me?" The stray dog nodded, meow. This guy must be possessed by a transmigrator. Wang Hao was elated. "From now on, I'll call you Little Bay. Today, I am truly unbeatable, taming a time-traveling dog and picking up the phone. Awesome." Heading home. He took Little Bay into the house, and his parents weren't back yet. Wang Hao took Little Bay into the bathroom. "Sit still, bath time, don't move." Meow. Little Bay obediently squatted, sticking out its tongue and looking at Wang Hao. Wang Hao grabbed Little Bay's mouth and pulled hard. "Speak. Are you a transmigrator? If you are, nod your head." Little Bay, "Woof woof." It didn't look like it. "Let's wash up first." He turned on the water and gave Little Bay a thorough bath, using both shower gel and shampoo, and dried him with a hairdryer. Wow. So pretty. Now, Little Bay no longer looked like a scruffy stray dog. His whole body was covered in fluffy white fur, looking just like a teddy bear. Sitting there with his head held high, he looked at Wang Hao, then naturally used his paw to lift the toilet lid, jumped up, and with a push, plop, a pile of dog poop landed in the toilet. Wang Hao. He grabbed Little Bei's mouth again and pulled, "Speak. Are you a transmigrator? If you are, nod your head." Little Bei, woof woof. Chapter 9 Devouring the Stars, Preparation. He told Little Bei to play on its own and sat down in front of the computer, tossing the found phone onto the bed. Wang Hao shook his head. "Stop thinking about it, business first. I got lucky today, strike while the iron is hot." He slapped his face firmly and opened QQ. At that moment, QQ flashed wildly. It was a message from Golden Sunflower. Could it be that the first chapter was finished? Wang Hao instantly perked up. "Golden Sunflower, Brother Rishon, I've finished writing the first chapter, can you take a look and see if it's okay?" The first chapter of Break the Heavens was fresh out of the oven. This was incredibly great news for Wang Hao. He hurriedly accepted the file and started reading, Break the Heavens. This is a world of fighting energy, without flashy, gorgeous magic. There is only fighting energy that has evolved to the peak. Wang Hao would never forget this introduction, so it was very authentic. Continuing down, Chapter 1, The Fallen Genius. Zhao Yan, Fighting Power, 3rd Stage. Level, Low Level. Standing next to the Demon Stone tablet that tested the level of fighting power, the examiner glanced at the information shown on the tablet and immediately announced the result. His tone was very indifferent, and he didn't even look directly at the young man taking the test. Hearing the examiner's announcement and seeing the 5 large characters on the Demon Stone tablet, Zhao Yan's expression remained emotionless, only a hint of self-mockery at the corner of his lips. But his tightly clenched fist, because he was gripping too hard, caused his fingernails to dig deeply into his palm, and blood dripped down from his hand. At this moment, as the result was announced, the crowd in the square suddenly became restless. 3rd Stage? Ha ha ha, this genius is indeed still stuck in the same place. Oh, what a pity. Once such a dazzling genius has now become useless without any progress, haha. Since it wasn't a direct copy from the original, this first chapter was still somewhat different from what Wang Hao remembered. Of course, the plot had no issues. The once genius Zhao Yan was mocked, then other family members stepped up to take the test, and then the captivating Ms. Xunner made her appearance. Overall, the first chapter was quite successful. At least in Wang Hao's view, Golden Sunflower's writing style could capture about 80% of the essence of Break the Heavens. As for any better quality, well, at 10 yuan per 1,000 words, what more could one ask? Wang Hao, read it. Not bad, really not bad. This first chapter is presentable. Keep up the good work and write more, keep going. Golden Sunflower, Brother Rishon, is the opening okay? Haha, I felt super inspired writing it. I'll keep writing then. If I can keep this momentum today, I think I can write 2 more chapters. Wang Hao, keep it up, I'll settle the payment tomorrow. Golden Sunflower, sure, no problem. I'll show you the second chapter once it's done. Wang Hao, okay, sounds good. By the way, once you've written these first 3 chapters, if they can be officially used, we'll sign a confidentiality agreement and then start our official collaboration. Golden Sunflower, got it, Brother Rishon, I'll do my best. Wang Hao, good, go ahead, good luck, write a lot since you have the day off. Golden Sunflower, sure. The chat ended quickly. Wang Hao let out a satisfied sigh, I really am unbeatable today. A little brother fell from the sky, haha. For Wang Hao, this first step was incredibly significant. With this experience, he could replicate various successful novels in batches. Although it wouldn't be identical to the original, as long as it reached 70 to 80% of the original's standard, Wang Hao was confident that the book would be a huge hit. The key was he could keep replicating successful cases. With Break the Heavens as an example, Wang Hao had officially opened the door to a new world. He couldn't write? No problem. With so many excellent novel plots and settings in his mind, even if he couldn't write, he could hire people to write. As long as their writing style was decent and with his collaboration, it couldn't go wrong. So after sitting in front of the computer for about 20 minutes, Wang Hao created a new text document and started typing. Devouring the Stars. In the original world, it was a super popular book, equal in success to Break the Heavens. If Break the Heavens was the textbook for fantasy novels, then Devouring the Stars was undoubtedly the pinnacle of science fiction. The plot of this book was set in the future world, where Earth was infected by a creature called the RR virus, causing the entire Earth to mutate. Humans began to develop into martial artists, and then defeated the powerful mutated monsters. Wang Hao started writing, and before he knew it, more than 3 hours had passed. When he came to his senses, he checked the time, it was already past 4 in the afternoon. The sound of a key unlocking the door was followed by his mom's voice, Hey Hour, you're not a kid anymore, still playing games? Did you find a suitable job today? Whose dog is that? Little Bei, woof woof. Wang Hao quickly explained, I found this dog on my way home, it's very well behaved. I did find a job, I'm starting next Monday, it's a temp position at a company. The salary isn't great, 2,400 yuan a month, but it's an easy job, pretty nice. Oh? Really? That's great, his mom said as she changed into her house clothes and entered the kitchen. Even if it's a temp job, it's still a job. We have to make a good meal to celebrate today. Wang Hao felt a bit embarrassed and said, Mom, it's just a temp job for 2 months, no need to celebrate so soon. Haoer is working hard to earn money, so what if it's a temp job? We make a living with our hands, nothing to be ashamed of. We must celebrate. His mom said cheerfully as she started washing vegetables, your dad will be happy when he comes home. By the way, Haoer, we're out of drinks, go downstairs and buy a few bottles. Sure, Wang Hao said, no problem with buying drinks, and he went downstairs. At the small supermarket downstairs, as Wang Hao entered, he asked, Boss, I'd like to buy some beer. Oh, it's little Hao, said the boss, who was engrossed in his phone, looking up, I just got a new batch of Zonghai beer, let me tell you, this batch is great, he said, leaning in mysteriously, you can win prizes. The win rate is supposedly quite high. Chapter 10 bought 12 bottles of beer for $4. Whoa. The winning rate is pretty high? Bro, I'm lucky today. I'll take this one. How do we check the winning rate? Wang Hao looked at the boss and asked, is it on the bottle cap? Yes, it's on the bottle cap. The boss grinned, looking like a sly merchant, what do you think, want to buy a few bottles to try your luck? The commission on this beer isn't low, is it? Wang Hao glanced at the boss, trying to fool me? Whoa, this kid noticed? The boss hurriedly coughed twice, ahem, no, I'm just saying the winning rate is high, it's worth a try. Don't miss out on a good opportunity. Alright then, Wang Hao rubbed his chin, how much for a bottle? $4, $4 a bottle. The boss quickly grabbed a bottle, look at this bottle, this packaging, absolutely top quality. Besides, $4 is a good deal, you won't regret it, what do you say? Want a few bottles? Give me one to try first. Wang Hao took the bottle, grabbed an opener and opened it right away, catching the boss off guard, you're opening it now. Yeah, Wang Hao inspected the bottle cap closely, hey, boss, if it says another bottle, does that mean I've won? The kid actually won? The boss was stunned for a moment, then quickly grabbed the cap, checked it 3 times, and nodded, yes, that's right, you've won. So awesome. Haha, this is great. What are you waiting for? Give me another one. Wang Hao whistled, you're not going to default on this, right? Don't tell me I have to pay extra. No way. The boss immediately handed over another bottle, here you go, you lucky guy, you bought one and won one. Exactly, Wang Hao opened the second bottle, hey, boss, another one. The boss. What the heck is happening today? Buy one, win then win another with the winning one? The boss felt like he had the worst luck, but rules are rules, he couldn't back out now, so he handed over another bottle. Wang Hao opened this one too and chuckled when he saw the cap, haha, boss, you're going to make it big, another one. The boss. This really felt like some kind of a joke. Such a high winning rate? So Wang Hao opened the 4th bottle, another one. The boss. 5th bottle, another one. The boss. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, keep going. 10th, 11th, 12th, wow, finally, no more wins. The boss. You know, I feel a bit bad, Wang Hao smiled sheepishly, hey, can you pack these beers? Just use the Zonghai beer box. The boss felt even worse, so, you bought 12 beers for $4 and now you want a box too? Come on, Wang Hao grinned, it's just luck, right? You're not losing money anyway. Going home. Carrying the beer into the house, his mom asked curiously, why did you buy so much beer at once? And why are they all opened? Ah, I thought I'd drink more with Dad tonight. Wang Hao put the beer on the floor and raised his eyebrows, feeling happy today, happy. Heading to the kitchen to help, he had just washed 2 scallions when the door opened again, and Dad came home. Found a job today? This brat never stops worrying me, Dad started grumbling as soon as he came in, how's he going to find a wife by mooching off us all the time? How are we going to have grandkids? Where did you get the dog? Little Bay, meow. Dad, oh, this dog is quite obedient. Knows how to greet us, better than that brat Haoer. You old man, what are you saying? Why do you always look down on our Haoer? Mom couldn't take it anymore, storming out of the kitchen. I've never seen someone so annoying, let me tell you. I'm not looking down on him, I'm just worried. Dad changed his slippers, why do I work my butt off every day? Isn't it to make more money for him to buy a house and get married? The point is we can't bust our butts off while he's living carefree, right? He needs to work hard, otherwise, what will he live on when we're gone? Ugh, you can't say it nicely. Mom pouted. Tell you what, our Haower found a job today, a temporary worker at a company, 2,400 a month, starts next Monday. Really? Dad's eyes widened in excitement. Way to go, Haower, you're doing great. Haha, let's have a drink to celebrate. Wang Hao laughed. Yeah, celebrate, we must celebrate. Soon the food was almost ready. Dad grabbed a bottle and said while drinking, "You brat, back then I didn't keep a good eye on you, and you ended up at a second-rate university, useless. Should have retaken the exams for a year. Now, your last job had you working from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. for just 2,200 a month. Such exploitation. This job might pay less, but it's a good start, not bad." "Dad, it's not that great," Wang Hao said, a bit embarrassed. "It's only for 2 months, I'll have to find another job after." "That's okay," Dad didn't mind at all. "Let me tell you, a man's work isn't about the result but the process. If you work hard and do your best, that's all that matters. If you're converted to a permanent employee, great, if not, it's just timing. The crucial thing is that you want to earn money and support yourself, that's the spirit. After this, Zonghai City is big, there will always be a job for you. Don't overthink it, come on, cheers." Wang Hao quickly raised his bottle and clinked it with Dad's. Cheers. Chapter 11 Preparing for the ranking. Speaking of which, in all these years, Dad has only praised me about 3 times, right? The last time I remember was that time I sent an old lady who had fainted by the roadside to the hospital. That was 5 or 6 years ago. What did Dad say then? Oh, he said I had the spirit of a hero. We should have a good drink. Mom was also full of excitement. Our Haower finally has a formal job. He's no longer unemployed, haha. We must celebrate. Oh my, since Haower has a job now, shouldn't we also prepare to find him a partner? I have a friend whose relative's daughter is said to be quite nice. Mother, isn't your train of thought a bit too fast? Mom, hold on. Wang Hao quickly shouted, I'm only 24 this year, okay? What's the hurry in finding me a partner? Brat, how will you get married if you don't find a partner? How will you have kids if you don't get married? Mom's eyes sparkled. While your dad and I still have the energy to help you take care of the kids, we must hurry. Otherwise, when you get older, if you have kids, I won't be able to look after them. Do you know how much it costs to hire a nanny for a month? 10,000. How many 10,000s can you make? Wang Hao was dumbfounded. Just now, they were talking about finding a partner, and now they were already planning for kids. Alright, why are you in such a rush when things haven't even started yet? Dad finally came to Wang Hao's rescue. Haower, now that you have a job, you need to be more mindful in the future. Stay composed when things come up, don't get heated and start fights with others. Dad drank half a bottle and continued, be more tolerant usually. This job wasn't easy to come by, don't lose it, got it? Got it, don't worry. Wang Hao quickly nodded and agreed. Good, then, drink up. Dad's face was all red. Today is a happy day, let's drink more, just the 2 of us. Dinner lasted from a little after 5 to 8:30, with both Dad and Wang Hao drinking 4 bottles each. After dinner, lying on the bed, Wang Hao looked at the ceiling light and suddenly smiled with satisfaction. In just one day, he felt like he had matured, like a man who could shoulder family responsibilities. A real man. Absolutely. When the future is hopeful, people become very motivated. Now that his career had officially started, with nothing else to do, Wang Hao opened Wind and Cloud Literature website and began browsing some key information. His goal was clear, to make it in online literature, he had to understand the rules of the industry. For example, on Wind and Cloud Literature, how to get the contract, how to gauge the success of a book, how to make it to the rankings, all these needed to be explored. Sharpening one's axe won't delay the job of cutting wood. Previously, he was just a reader and only had a vague idea about these rules, but now he needed to know more. The quality of Break the Heavens was certainly unquestionable, Wang Hao firmly believed this. And the first chapter written by Golden Sunflower read very smoothly, with a strong sense of anticipation. Wang Hao was certain that the book would become very popular once published. But the problem was that simply waiting wouldn't work. Publishing 10 to 20,000 words and then expecting thousands of collections and tens of thousands of recommendation votes to skyrocket up the charts was a dream. Even a good book needed exposure. Skywing War God, author Wen Dao. Wang Hao opened the book that topped this month's ticket rankings again, looking at the various data on it. Clicks, 5,236,548. Member weekly clicks, 6,532. Recommendation votes, 653,489, total word count, 3,678,954. These numbers weren't that high. Was this really the website's top-ranking book? Scrolling down to the reviews section quickly, Wang Hao started browsing through the posts. Brothers, we must get the first place this month. Absolutely, Wen Dao's book is a no-brainer, it has to be first. Of course, other books have no competitiveness at all, they can't even fight. Yeah, I actually look forward to a good book to compete with us, otherwise taking first place every month is too boring. Wang Hao looked at the posts and muttered, is this book really that strong? But compared to the stats of those popular books in my previous life, it doesn't even measure up. He thought for a moment, then searched for the book's collection stats. Quickly found, Sky Wing War God, collections, 105,498. The top book only has a collection of 100,000? Wang Hao's eyes widened. He knew that in his previous life, those popular books easily had hundreds of thousands of collections. Break the Heavens consistently held the top spot on the collection list, with collections reaching 1.3 million. Let's check the collection list. Wang Hao directly opened the collection list and took a deep breath when he saw the numbers. Sky Wing War God, author Wen Dao, collections, 105,498. Blood Sea Heavenly Dao, author Wen Dao, collections, 89,562. Arrogant Sword Chronicles, author Zhao Kangshan, collections, 87,564. Wang Hao, no wonder Zhao Kangshan said he wanted to ascend to the highest rank, this guy does have some strength. He continued to look down. Wind and Cloud Legend, author Yu Yin Xing Chen, collections, 82,139. Great Fighting God, author Tomorrow Will Be Better, collections, 78,543. 10,000 collections is the highest in this world. Wang Hao touched his chin and began carefully examining the ranking data. Overall, it seemed that the novel stats in this world were much lower than expected. The four major new book rankings had the number one book on the signed new book list as Horror Road, author Yu Yin Xing Chen, with a total index of 132,854, total clicks, 37,563, member weekly clicks, 14,224, total recommendations, 18,636, total word count, 140,239, collections, 10,594. This Yu Yin Xing Chen, Wang Hao had seen on the collection list before, should be a long-time god-level author on the website, but the new book's stats didn't seem very high. As for the other three new book lists, the top book on the public author new book list had a total index of just over 20,000, the first place on the new author signing new book list had a total index of 65,000, and the first place on the new newcomer new book list had only 12,000, and these were already the figures by Friday. Index is so low? Wang Hao frowned and then searched for the index calculation formula, quickly finding it. The index calculation formula remains the same as before, members clicks x5 plus recommendation votes x5 plus collections x2. This is the same as before with Gideon. This means that getting on the rankings shouldn't be too hard. Opportunity. This was an opportunity. Wang Hao was very sure that as long as he could climb the rankings, he would be halfway to success. Chapter 12. Extremely unlucky. Having figured out the basic data, the next step was to determine the specific steps to publish a book. In his past life, Wang Hao had exchanged ideas with some authors. The general process of publishing a book went like this: first, upload chapters, then update steadily. If the quality was good, you'd receive a short message from an editor for a contract, then contact the editor, sign the contract, get recommended, and if the performance was good, you could start selling once the word count reached over a couple 100,000 words. But now, holding a massive goldmine like Break the Heavens, Wang Hao wasn't thinking that simple. Chart rushing, he had to rush the charts. Click-throughs and recommendations are key to rushing the charts. Obviously, a book with just 10 to 20,000 words can't gain much reader favor. Wang Hao squinted slightly. He knew web novels well. For a new author's first book, no matter how well the title and description were written, there wouldn't be many readers willing to click in. So, if you didn't think of other ways before signing a contract in the new book period, rushing the charts was incredibly difficult. I need to find ways to increase exposure. Wang Hao began to carefully think about increasing exposure methods. First, I need to join some groups. When publishing the book, promote it in those groups. Each click is worth 5 index points. If 100 people see it and 10 click in, it's a win. Then figure out how to get recommendation votes. Beg in the groups, well, and get some chapter pushes from other authors. What other ways could there be? Wang Hao thought for a while, then casually browsed the website and suddenly remembered something. Right, there was a Dragon Sky forum in the past life, an author gathering place. There was even a black market. The Dragon Sky black market was quite famous in the online novel community in the past life. Many authors would collect recommendation votes and such there to assist in chart rushing. But in this world, who knows? Let's take a look. Wang Hao began searching the website and quickly found it. It's been renamed Dragon Mountain. Well, it means the same, all the same. Entering the forum, Wang Hao directly started looking for the Dragon Sky black market and quickly found it. Haha, it really exists. Let's check the prices. The results stunned him directly. What the fuck, 2 cents per recommendation vote. 3 cents per member click. It's this exaggerated? Wang Hao's eyes widened. 100 votes cost $20. 100 member clicks cost 30. The price was way too high for him. Not to mention, 100 recommendation votes plus 100 member clicks totaled $50. All this added up to just 1,000 index points. Holy shit, I can't afford this. Wang Hao checked several more ticket buying posts, all at the same price. Damn it, forget it, if worse comes to worst, I'll deal with it later. Wang Hao first registered an ID, Sky Day Hao, then closed the Dragon Mountain forum. Having made up his mind, the next thing to do was to start paving the way for future performance, so Wang Hao joined more than a dozen reader and author groups in one go. After entering the groups, he greeted each one. Hi everyone. Newbie here, please take care of me. Hello, everyone. I'm new here, please bear with me. It took him nearly an hour to get familiar with the groups and lay the groundwork, and Wang Hao finally sighed in relief. Okay, since everything is clear now, once Golden Sunflower finishes writing the beginning, we can start publishing. Wang Hao took a deep breath, then opened the Storm Literature website and began registering an author account. When he finished registering, Wang Hao looked at the author ID number and was once again stunned. Author name, Silkworm Bin, author ID, 246,666. Dude, my luck is off the charts today. This author number is so slick, flying high. Wahahaha. Time for sleep. Early the next morning, Wang Hao got up early to Washington, another day full of anticipation. He quickly finished washing, went back to his room, closed the door, and took out the luck dice. Wang Hao took a deep breath. Yesterday's good luck was invincible, no idea what today would bring. I don't ask for much luck, just don't be unlucky. Wang Hao's heart was pounding. Thump thump, deep breath, stayed calm. Luck dice, let's roll. Rattle rattle, the luck dice spun on the table. Wang Hao's eyes followed the dice, not daring to blink. Today's luck is. The dice quickly stopped, and seeing the top word, Wang Hao gasped. Extremely unlucky. Instantly under great pressure, Wang Hao's face almost twitched. No way? It's extremely unlucky? No. Just good luck and bad luck were already overwhelming, this extremely unlucky. You can't play like this. Wang Hao grabbed the luck dice, not asking for good luck again, just hoping for ordinary luck. Placing the ordinary side face up, plop, the luck dice flipped to extremely unlucky by itself. Placing good luck face up, plop, it still turned to extremely unlucky. God. Wang Hao tried all kinds of methods, no matter what he did, the dice always ended up with extremely unlucky facing up. Actually, when Wang Hao got the luck dice, he knew that with 6 sides, one day he would get extremely unlucky, it was inevitable. But the impression of the past 2 days was too deep, just with good and bad luck being like that, this extremely unlucky would be terrifyingly extraordinary. Extremely unlucky is extremely unlucky, just hope it doesn't cripple me. Wang Hao kept praying, my mom and dad are still counting on me to take care of them. But before he finished praying, extremely unlucky's effect seemed to have started. Ring ring, the iPhone he picked up yesterday suddenly rang. God. If it rang yesterday, Wang Hao wouldn't have worried at all, even looking forward to it. But today, at this moment. Please don't be some huge trouble. Wang Hao instantly broke out in cold sweat. Don't let it be the phone of some mafia boss's mistress. Or maybe this phone is actually a bomb? Or those photos got exposed, and the police are coming to arrest me. He hesitated for quite a while, the phone ringing for a minute without daring to answer. Very soon, the phone rang again. Chapter 13. This is strange. Damn it. Bring it on. I don't believe they can kill me. Wang Hao pounded his chest and suddenly gritted his teeth. Let's see who lost this phone. He picked up the phone and saw the caller ID, 13,966,888,888. This number is somewhat aggressive. Expecting the other party to be the mistress of some mob boss, Wang Hao wiped the cold sweat off his forehead and finally pressed the answer button. Hello. Hello, a woman's voice, very cold, like a glass of water with ice in it, replied. My phone is with you, right? How do you plan to return it to me? Hello, Wang Hao gulped. Judging by the phone number alone, This woman was definitely not an ordinary person, her background had to be huge. So Wang Hao answered very carefully, "Well, where are you? Why didn't you call earlier? I'll bring the phone to you. Today is a day of bad luck, better avoid trouble when possible." Hence, he would return the phone decisively. "I had an urgent matter yesterday and got busy, so I forgot." The woman didn't say much, paused for a moment, and then asked, "Where are you now?" "I will find you. I'm at Yulin District, near the park where you lost the phone." Wang Hao hesitated for a moment before suggesting, "How about meeting in the park?" "The park isn't convenient. There's a Petersburg cafe nearby, let's meet there." She was very straightforward and didn't allow Wang Hao to refuse. "I'll be there in half an hour." "All right. Okay." Wang Hao glanced at the clothes on the hanger beside him. "I'm wearing gray jeans and a blue and white t-shirt." "Got it, see you soon." Groggily, he hung up the phone. For Wang Hao, it felt like his spirit and energy had hit rock bottom today. It was useless. When the luck dice landed on good luck, everything went smoothly. But when it landed on very bad luck, what could you do but accept fate? Accept fate, my ass. He couldn't believe things could get worse. He left the house and walked out into the street. Once in the elevator, Wang Hao prepared himself, hoping it wouldn't get stuck today. He reached the ground floor without any issues. Wang Hao. Eh? This bad luck didn't seem that terrifying after all. The elevator didn't get stuck. He almost reached Petersburg Cafe's entrance smoothly, and Wang Hao was baffled. What is going on? Everything's going so well today? His instinct told him something was off. Although it was morning, as the best cafe within 5 kilometers, many successful people like to come here for coffee and to discuss business. So, the entrance was lined with luxury cars, BMWs, Land Rovers, Jaguars, almost like a mini car show. Unsure of what would happen today, Wang Hao cautiously looked around, holding his phone as he walked into the cafe. Just as he reached the door, he bumped into 2 people. When he saw their faces clearly, Wang Hao was stunned. They were a couple. The woman had above-average looks, wearing light makeup, walking with a sway in her hips, and carrying a subtle arrogance in her eyes. The man beside her was about 1.7 meters tall, at least 35 or 36 years old, with very ordinary, even unattractive, looks. However, one could tell by his clothes that he was wearing all name brands. The item that caught Wang Hao's attention was the car key in the man's hand. Judging by the emblem, it seemed to be a trident. A rich person. This would have been whatever in other circumstances, but the key part was that Wang Hao knew this woman. She was his ex-girlfriend. Yang Tao. Normally, running into Yang Tao, his ex-girlfriend, would be awkward, but today was different. Today was extremely bad luck. Could this be the power of misfortune? If that's the case, this outcome seemed acceptable. "Hi." Wang Hao quickly raised his hand to greet. Normally, Yang Tao would be proud of her new rich boyfriend, right? She would then say a few words to show off, and he would respond with something like, "Don't underestimate the young and poor," and the scene would play out, right? But unexpectedly, as soon as Yang Tao saw Wang Hao, she froze, then unconsciously tightened her grip on the man's hand. "Do you know him?" The man gave Wang Hao and Yang Tao a suspicious look. Yang Tao was clearly flustered, unsure whether to deny it or admit it. She thought for a moment and then said softly, "He was my boyfriend in college, but we broke up a long time ago." "Oh," the man responded coldly and then sized up Wang Hao, finally looking at Yang Tao. "So, he's your senior? Did he do anything?" Though his words were vague, Yang Tao understood what he meant and hurriedly explained, "Don't misunderstand, during our time, we just ate together and attended classes, nothing else happened between us." To show her stance, Yang Tao quickly acted coy, clinging to the man's arm and rubbing against it. "Yes, exactly this kind of drama. Come on." He had to say something next, right? Maybe something like, "She's my girlfriend now, so buzz off," to hit him hard, then leave triumphantly, leaving him standing there yelling, 30 years on the East Bank, 30 years on the West Bank, weakening the power of extremely bad luck, right? I see. Clearly satisfied with Yang Tao's actions, the man's vanity was greatly inflated. He looked at Wang Hao with disdain written all over his face. "Since that's the case, there's nothing else to say. You should see that we don't belong to the same circle. I don't care what your name is, nor do I need to know. I just hope you won't pester Yang Tao anymore. Our circle isn't one you, a poor student who just graduated, could break into." In this man's eyes, Wang Hao's name wasn't even worth knowing. It was as if he was swatting a bothersome fly, and it was him showing mercy by not killing you outright. Well done. Wang Hao almost wanted to hug him and kiss him hard. That's right. This was the time to back down and leave miserably, the standard routine of extremely bad luck, right? Cooperation, absolutely. Wang Hao almost wanted to shout, "Let the storm rage harder," At that moment, the roar of an engine sounded, and a red Ferrari came to a stop beside them. Wang Hao turned his head to look, and the license plate of the Ferrari was Zong A56789. Why did this license plate look familiar? Next, the car door opened, and a woman, who could be described as a blend of heavenly spiritual energy, slowly stepped out. Chapter 14. This script is not right. That was a young woman, wearing a long white dress and low-heeled white leather shoes, but with a pair of unusually large sunglasses. Tall and leggy, she looked like an ice goddess from a movie, exuding a coldness that kept people at a distance. Wang Hao even felt that the temperature around had dropped by a couple of degrees since her appearance. Wang Hao used to wonder what a stunner was, now he knew. A classic rich, beautiful woman. The moment she got out of the car, she attracted everyone's attention. That man stared blankly, and Yang Tao was even gaping, speechless. She walked slowly to Wang Hao's side, glanced at the phone in his hand, and noticed the snowflake pattern on the back, indicating it was her own phone. Retracting her gaze, she looked at the two people opposite Wang Hao and asked, "Your friends?" Her voice was very cold, keeping people at a distance. Damn, this is not right. Wang Hao felt his scalp tingle. Not really? That's my ex-girlfriend and her new husband. Oh, the woman sized up Yang Tao, then said indifferently, so. What are you talking about? At this moment, anything Wang Hao said would be seen as the helpless rambling of a desperate poor guy, but coming from this woman's mouth, it was entirely different. The difference between a pheasant and a phoenix, absolutely. Yang Tao's face changed, and the man's face alternated between red and white, stunned and speechless. This mysterious woman had taken the absolute upper hand as soon as she appeared. Wang Hao. What on earth is this situation, lady? Wasn't today supposed to be a terrible day? Shouldn't the other party be smugly flaunting their success while I slink away with my tail between my legs? What's with this twist? We didn't really say much, I was just mocked a couple of times. Wang Hao cautiously looked at the woman's eyes, still hidden behind her sunglasses. He said, "We aren't in the same circle." Yes, we are indeed not from the same circle. Hearing Wang Hao's words, the woman nodded. Our circle isn't something a small boss like him can break into. After saying that, the woman directly walked into the coffee shop. Aloof, looking down on everyone. A man driving a BMW and wearing a Rolex was nothing in her eyes. Not even worthy of a second glance. This face slapping could be given full marks. But the issue is, this script doesn't make sense. Director, please give me a break, I can't continue with this script. Today's supposed to be really unlucky. What's with this badass woman showing up to help me out of nowhere? I have something to do, so I'll leave first. Throwing out this sentence, Wang Hao quickly followed the woman into the coffee shop. Yang Tao and that man stood there with their mouths agape, their faces alternated between red and white in shock. Inside the coffee shop, Wang Hao walked to the woman's table, gently placed the phone on the table, and slowly sat down. Feeling like sitting on pins and needles, today's events seemed far from simple. Although the script was off, Wang Hao still had to express his gratitude for the woman stepping in to help. Thank you for helping me with that act. It was a small matter, the woman didn't take the earlier incident to heart at all. She just took out a wad of cash from her handbag. Thank you for keeping my phone. Consider this money compensation for the trouble I caused you. 100 yuan bills. Judging by the thickness, at least 10,000. What a huge temptation. Isn't it silly not to take it? No need for that. Wang Hao didn't reach for the money. He shook his head and said, I am indeed quite poor, but this money is too much for me to take. Damn it, I still can't swallow my pride. Oh, the woman thought for a moment, then said, so how much do you think would be appropriate? How much is too much? Wang Hao reached out, pulled one bill from the wad, smiled, and said, 100 yuan. I wasn't planning to take any money, but after thinking about it, I'll take 100 yuan. This way, maybe you'll be more careful in the future and won't lose your phone again. An interesting thought. The woman smiled lightly. One had to admit, a stunner is a stunner, even though her huge sunglasses covered nearly half her face. Just this slight smile still stunned Wang Hao for a while. It was clear this woman was definitely a beauty, a great beauty. Meeting such a classic rich, beautiful woman on such an unlucky day, the more Wang Hao thought about it, the more he felt today's script was wrong. What's with this unexpected development? The woman seemed accustomed to Wang Hao's reaction. When he snapped back to reality, she put away the money on the table and said, since you don't want it, I won't force you. How about I buy you a cup of coffee to show my gratitude? That works, Wang Hao agreed immediately. At that moment, the waiter came over and asked, what would you like to drink? A cappuccino, the woman ordered, then looked at Wang Hao, what will you have? I'll have the same. Wang Hao raised two fingers to the waiter, 2, please. Alright. After the waiter left, the woman picked up her phone and said, "Thank you for returning my phone. I had prepared some cash earlier, but since you didn't take it, I'll give you my phone number. If you need any help in the future, feel free to call me, as a token of my gratitude." An ordinary iPhone 6s, worth just over 5,000 yuan. But Wang Hao knew the woman's offer carried more weight. It's just because the phone ended up with him, and he didn't have any ill intentions. Otherwise, if those photos got out, who knows how big of a sensation it would cause, we're all familiar with, right? This woman carried an aura of superiority in every gesture. Wang Hao could fully imagine the unimaginable height of her social status. Now she said she would leave her phone number with him. Wang Hao was momentarily dazed. Should he keep the number or not? Unexpectedly, as Wang Hao was lost in thought, the woman suddenly frowned, put away her phone, and in a flash, an electric shocker appeared in her hand. She pressed it against Wang Hao's chest, her previously amiable face now completely cold. Oh my god. Wang Hao felt a chill run from his feet straight to his head. Chapter 15 The real power of being very unlucky. What could have caused such a drastic change in this woman? Could it be that his password cracking was discovered? Oh my god, does it have to be this terrifying? Given this woman's status, she must not do anything out of line. Is this what a truly unlucky normal outcome looks like? I hope I haven't misjudged you, the woman said coldly. Get up immediately and take me to your house. Faced with this situation, Wang Hao was genuinely scared. Things were obviously heading out of control. Calm down, please calm down, let's talk this through. Wang Hao's whole body was tense. The woman in front of him was definitely not ordinary, and the electric stun gun in her hand was certainly not average either. Who knew what horrifying things would happen if he got electrocuted? After I unlocked it just now, the album interface appeared directly. The only explanation is that you cracked my phone password. The woman's voice was chilling, even causing Wang Hao's skin to prickle. So you must take me to your house right away. I need to check if your computer has my photos saved. Judging by her age, she was probably around 21 or 22 years old. Wang Hao also understood that there were over 3,000 lingerie and swimsuit photos at stake. The consequences of their exposure could be severe, so her concern was valid. After all, he wasn't guilty, and he hadn't saved the photos, only looked through them once. There shouldn't be a major problem. Okay, no problem. Wang Hao slowly got up and then said quietly, "Can you put that thing down first? If it goes off, it'll be a tragedy. Besides, it wouldn't look good if someone saw it." "That's impossible." The woman shook her head decisively, her voice as cold as ice. "The stun gun in my hand is specially made, with a voltage of 600,000 volts. You had better not have any other ideas, or I can't guarantee what special reactions I might have. But if we go out like this, others will think I did something to you." Wang Hao was very troubled. Taking this woman to his house wasn't the issue. The key problem was that if others saw him being taken away by a woman in this manner, they might think he was a pervert. "We can't be concerned about that." The woman stood behind Wang Hao and said coldly, "Let's go. Don't have any other ideas. The only thing you can do now is take me to your house." They were very close, looking very intimate, if not for the stun gun. Alright, Wang Hao was completely speechless. Was this considered being kidnapped? So just like that, Wang Hao left the coffee shop with the woman in what people perceived as an intimate manner. The others inside the coffee shop were about to collapse seeing such a scene. Oh my god. Who is this guy? He managed to hook up with such a beautiful woman? He doesn't look special, yet they seem so close. Damn, if I could hook up with a woman like that, it would be worth dying. Are they going to get a room? I'm so envious, so envious, so envious. Not necessarily a room, he could be taking her home, too. Comparisons really suck. I happen to know that the woman drives a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, which costs 5,300,000. She is definitely a rich and beautiful woman. The others were all envious, jealous, and hateful of Wang Hao, but Wang Hao's thoughts at the moment were, heavens and earth, today must be my unlucky day. When did I open the album? Damn, if my mom sees me being taken home by a woman like this, she would definitely collapse. After leaving the coffee shop, the woman led Wang Hao to her Ferrari F12 Berlinetta and said, "Get in." Alright. Wang Hao opened the car door and sat directly in the passenger seat. He was extremely frustrated. This was truly a disaster falling from the sky. For safety, the woman took out a pair of handcuffs from her handbag and directly handcuffed Wang Hao. "I can't allow any accidents, so you'll have to cope." Wang Hao. Looking at the handcuffs tightly securing him inside the car and back at the woman, Wang Hao's scalp went numb. What on earth do you do, carrying handcuffs around? "I prepared for the worst before coming." The woman got into the car and closed the door. "I must take precautions against the photos being leaked by the cracked phone password. Given that, I can accept any actions. Originally, I planned to bring a gun, but that would have too much impact, so I borrowed these handcuffs instead. Alright, this woman's connections were definitely beyond what a small person like him could imagine. The fact that she could borrow handcuffs was not too surprising. In fact, he wouldn't be surprised if she suddenly took out a rocket launcher from the car. Lead the way, the woman started the car. Wang Hao's house wasn't far from the coffee shop, only about 1,000 meters. The car hit the road. The woman was clearly anxious, speeding all the way. In just a moment, they were almost at the entrance to Wang Hao's residential area when suddenly there was a loud bang. The body of the Ferrari started to shake violently. Damn it, a tire explosion. Now this was the true power of bad luck. In an instant, Wang Hao's heart was in his throat. Oh God, don't play like this. This is a main road, it could kill people. Wang Hao's concerns were valid. They were traveling at about 50 miles per hour. Normally, this speed wouldn't be a problem, but this was a main road with too many cars. If their car went out of control, the rear-end collision would lead to a chain reaction, an accident with potentially huge consequences. The woman clearly hadn't encountered such a situation before. Her face turned instantly pale, and her hands on the steering wheel started to panic, reflexively slamming on the brakes. Screech. A near-piercing sound of tires skidding on the road was heard, and the Ferrari produced a trail of blue smoke, starting to drift on the road. Don't brake. Wang Hao could tell from her reaction that she had no experience with such situations, urgently shouting on the side. The biggest taboo during a blowout is slamming the brakes, it causes the car to drift due to instability. Wang Hao had learned about driving and remembered that his driving instructor emphasized how to deal with a blowout situation. Generally, a blowout at high speed causes severe instability, making the car difficult to control, especially with abrupt braking. Hard braking would cause the car to drift due to loss of control over the direction. The correct way to handle it was to firmly hold the steering wheel while pumping the brakes to gradually slow the car down to a stop. Given the emergency, Wang Hao didn't even think twice. Although his right hand was handcuffed and immobile, his left hand was free enough to grab the steering wheel, using all his strength to press down on it, constantly reminding, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Got it. Although the woman was highly intelligent, she quickly understood and began to pump the brakes with her right foot. This had a noticeable effect as the car's speed began to decrease quickly. However, despite this, they were not yet entirely out of danger. Bang. Just as Wang Hao managed to stabilize their car, the Land Rover behind them also experienced a blowout, emitting a loud bang. Chapter 16 Worth it. Shit. Does this bad luck affect more than just me? Screech. The Land Rover couldn't brake in time and crashed right into the Ferrari. Bang. The Land Rover smashed into the rear of the Ferrari, and the massive impact immediately caused the already slowing Ferrari to skid sideways. Screech. The car spun on the road, tires screeching against the ground, sending up a cloud of smoke, followed by a loud bang, as it scraped against another car while spinning. Bip. Beep. The sudden chaos on the road caused the cars behind to start honking frantically, throwing the entire street into disarray. It was obvious this was just the beginning. The Ferrari slid sideways under the force of the Land Rover's impact for more than 10 meters. Despite scraping another car midway, it still didn't stop, and that's when the real danger finally arrived. The Ferrari, after 2 collisions, sped towards the opposite lane. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Wang Hao broke into a cold sweat, the difference in status between him and the woman long forgotten as he fiercely tugged at his handcuffs, trying to break free, but his strength wasn't enough. In this critical moment, the woman was clearly in shock. No matter how noble her background or how cold and arrogant her personality was, she was helpless in the face of impending death. If it was the correct driving lane, a rear-end collision would be manageable, but once they entered the opposing lane, a head-on collision with an incoming car could be fatal. They could really die. Think of something, we must think of something. Wang Hao sweated profusely, his mind racing as he gripped the steering wheel with his left hand, staring intently at the road ahead. He could already see a big bus coming towards them from less than 50 meters away. Bip. Beep. Seeing the red Ferrari suddenly spinning and rampaging towards them, all the cars in the opposite lane started honking like mad, especially the big bus, whose horn was almost shattering the glass. Bang. Bang. First, a small sedan couldn't avoid it in time and crashed into the Ferrari's tail, pushing the Ferrari another 10 meters. The Ferrari spun again, its side facing the oncoming bus. With less than 20 meters between the two vehicles and the speed of the bus, there was no time to brake. If they collided, the Ferrari would be smashed to pieces. To make matters worse, just as the bus headed towards the woman's Ferrari, there was a loud bang and a tire burst. Damn, this bad luck was like a massive killing weapon, damn it. Life and death hung in the balance. At this moment, Every move could mean the difference between heaven and hell. Floor it. Quick. Wang Hao gripped the steering wheel tightly, yelling with all his might, better hit a small car than a big one. Go. Surprisingly, the woman listened obediently this time. As soon as Wang Hao instructed her to floor it, she stomped on the gas, and the Ferrari roared like a red lightning bolt, shooting forward. Bip. The big bus's horn blared non-stop as it wobbled, barely missing the Ferrari's tail by less than a foot, then plowed ahead for over 30 meters, crashing into more than a dozen other cars before finally stopping. Meanwhile, the Ferrari charged back into the correct lane, and with a loud bang, another car failed to brake in time and slammed into its side, pushing the Ferrari another 10 meters forward. Another several cars collided one after another, pushing the Ferrari like a hockey puck for tens of meters. But the scariest part was yet to come. Just 5 or 6 meters in front of the Ferrari was a truck loaded with steel pipes. Wang Hao could even see the blinding reflections of the steel pipes under the sun. Damn, this was a chain reaction death trap. Get down! Wang Hao shouted. At this point, he couldn't care about anything else. He mustered all his strength, reached out with his free left hand, and pressed down on the woman's left shoulder, shoving her down forcefully. Get down! He pushed the woman down onto his chest, and at that moment, there was a shattering sound of glass crashing. The Ferrari crashed into the truck's rear, and the steel pipes pierced through the windows into the back of the woman's seat. The steel pipes were less than 5 centimeters from the woman's body. Bang, bang, bang. The Ferrari instantly came to a halt, but the cars behind couldn't brake in time, causing a pileup of 4 to 50 cars within seconds. Huff. Huff. The car finally came to a stop, and Wang Hao's heart pounded with fear. Thankfully, he had reacted quickly, otherwise, the steel pipes could have pierced the woman's throat by now. Finally, everything came to a halt. Was this streak of awful luck finally over? Thank God, we made it out alive. Wang Hao wiped the cold sweat off his forehead. The earlier scene had almost scared him to death. He had been constantly on edge, knowing this was a day of bad luck, so he remained highly alert at all times. Otherwise, anyone else faced with this sudden situation would have been terrified out of their wits. Are we alive? The woman, still in shock, asked, her sunglasses veiling her eyes. Wang Hao could hear the tension in her voice. Her body was trembling, and Wang Hao thought, she might have never been so scared in her life. All right, scared you, didn't it? Wang Hao gently patted the woman's shoulder with his movable left hand. Don't worry, it's over. We survived, we're fine. He paused for a moment and then asked, are you hurt? I'm okay. Just a scare, no injuries, the woman replied, leaning against Wang Hao's chest, her palms sweaty and her body still cold. After a while, she finally realized Wang Hao had saved her life. She whispered, thank you. If it weren't for you, I might have. In those mere tens of seconds, Wang Hao had saved her twice. Looking back, the woman still felt the lingering fear. As long as you're okay, Wang Hao exhaled, then gently hugged the woman's shoulder. That scared me to death. My soul almost left my body. Her shoulder was soft, and it felt incredibly good to touch. Despite the terror earlier, just that hug. It was worth it. Chapter 17 Brother Hao, it's really you. At this moment, the posture of the two was extremely ambiguous. The woman's entire upper body leaned against Wang Hao's chest. Faint fragrances from her dark hair gently wafted into Wang Hao's nostrils. It's okay, the woman said, but she was pinned under the steel pipe above her. She tried to straighten herself up, but it was impossible. She could only lie in Wang Hao's embrace. Wang Hao glanced around anxiously, someone's coming. Can you unlock my handcuffs first? Otherwise, people might get the wrong idea if they see us like this. Don't worry, I promise I won't do anything else. Alright. Maybe Wang Hao saving her twice in critical moments played a big role. This time, she didn't resist at all. I'll unlock you now. She took out the key and unlocked the handcuffs for Wang Hao. Wang Hao moved his wrists around and sighed in relief. Finally, some freedom. By now, a large crowd had already gathered around. After all, a scene like this was almost like a Hollywood blockbuster that ordinary people would never see. Within half a minute, more than 1,000 people had surrounded them, layer after layer. As for the drivers involved in the crash, they all approached from a distance, surrounding the Ferrari, each thinking about what to do next. After all, this was definitely not a small traffic accident, something that you might not see for years. Here, be careful. Wang Hao first placed his hands under the woman's armpits. The woman's body trembled slightly, but considering the current situation, there was no time to worry too much. With a great effort, Wang Hao pulled the woman from her position, causing her to sit very intimately on his lap. Her skin felt very soft and elastic. Such an enticing scene was a once-in-a-lifetime blessing for any man, but Wang Hao wasn't in the mood to care about that, not to mention he didn't know if his bad luck had passed, and the other drivers, about 5 meters away, were approaching. In this emotional moment, Wang Hao naturally couldn't let the woman intervene, so he whispered, "Stay in the car and don't move, no matter what happens. Emotions are running high right now, and you never know what might happen if you go out. So just stay in the car, and if you can call someone, do that. I'll go out and handle things first." The woman bit her lip, her large sunglasses hiding her face, making it impossible to tell what kind of expression she had now. But her slightly trembling hands betrayed her. "Why? You be careful." "Don't worry, it'll be fine," Wang Hao smiled, then opened the car door. Before getting out, he instructed, "Lock the door, and don't come out no matter what happens." The woman nodded firmly. After getting out of the car, Wang Hao finally saw the scene around him clearly. Oh my god. More than 50 cars had collided into a mess. Even in the immediate vicinity, there was a Toyota Prado, a Honda Accord, 2 units of it, an Audi A6L, an A4L, and a Ford Mondeo. A little further away, there were 3 more cars, but it was unclear what models they were. No need for post-production to shoot a scene from Fast and Furious 8 inches here. Seeing that someone from the accident had finally appeared, the surrounding crowd began to chatter. Look, someone has come out, it's a man. Looks like the driver is a woman. What's going on? A rich woman's boy toy? Hard to say. The woman looks quite young. I think she's probably a rich man's mistress or goddaughter. Could be. Generally speaking, people who could drive such luxury cars weren't ordinary. But the problem was, the driver was a woman, and there was a young man in the passenger seat who was kind of handsome. Naturally, everyone mistook Wang Hao for being a gigolo kept by a wealthy mistress. Truly, the imagination of heavenly people could break all bounds. The crowd buzzed with discussion, while a few car owners had already rushed up. "How the hell do you drive?" One car owner, who seemed very agitated, rushed up and grabbed Wang Hao by the collar. "This is a main road. If you're going to fool around, can you at least pick another place?" The others were also fuming nearby. Exactly. Can you people pay some attention to the place? Is the road your lovey-dovey spot? Right, look at the mess you've caused. Hey, hold on, don't get agitated. Let's talk this over. Wang Hao very straightforwardly raised his hands, indicating he had no ill intent. What's done is done, and saying these things won't help. Your reaction isn't going to solve anything. Bullshit. The man raised his fist to punch Wang Hao. This is a brand new car. It hasn't even hit 100 kilometers, and now look at the mess. The front end is wrecked. The people around nodded in agreement. Yeah, mine's new too. It hurts to see it crashed. I'm telling you, these gigolos are the worst. Stupid boy toy living off a woman, now look at the trouble you caused. You're in for it once the truth comes out. Who knows, once his relationship with that woman gets exposed, her boss or so-called godfather will probably deal with him, to vent our anger. The cars involved in the crash were mostly higher-end models, and the owners were prominent figures in society. Although the woman was driving a Ferrari, it still didn't make them hesitant. It's no exaggeration to say that if the identities of the car owners present were revealed, they'd comprise a standard upper-middle social circle. It's not like what everyone thinks, Wang Hao said dejectedly. Can we talk calmly? Talk my ass. The most agitated car owner swung his fist at Wang Hao. Unexpectedly, halfway through his swing, a fleshy hand caught his fist. Then, a thick voice rang out, "Brother Hao? Someone still recognizes me in this situation?" Out of curiosity, Wang Hao looked over, and immediately saw a young, chubby man with an oily face, a cigarette dangling from his mouth, flanked by 2 guys with arm tattoos. The chubby man wore a simple t-shirt, a gold chain as thick as a pinky finger adorned his neck, and a bag was tucked under his armpit. He stood there like a mountain of flesh. "Brother Hao, is it really you?" "You are." Wang Hao looked carefully, then suddenly laughed. "Gosh, Renxing, you've gotten so fat over the years?" "Ha, yeah, can't help it, I gain weight even by drinking water." The chubby man named Renxing casually swatted the most agitated man away like a chicken, then laughed. "Damn, back in high school, we used to drink and brawl together, then Brother Hao, you went to university, and we lost touch. What's with the big commotion today?" Chapter 18 Rich and Renxing. This chubby guy's name was Renxing. His dad was a coal boss with assets worth billions. In high school, he was pretty close to Wang Hao, and he had a nickname. Wealthy Ren. Crossing today was utterly unlucky, but that couldn't be said aloud. Wang Hao shrugged helplessly. Today's unlucky, nothing to be done. At that moment, the man who had been pushed away still wanted to argue, but one of Renxing's 2 followers gave him a direct slap. "Get lost." The man immediately shut up. It's rare for his boss to meet an old friend, and it would be a great embarrassment if some irrelevant person spoiled the mood. Therefore, maintaining some order was naturally necessary. Well, driving a Ferrari is nothing special, but you, brother Hao. Renshing put his arm around Wang Hao's shoulder and said, I vaguely heard that you seem to have suffered a blow at university. What happened? Just stuff between men and women. Originally, Wang Hao thought meeting his ex-girlfriend was very unlucky, but now he knew that was just an appetizer. The main course could cost lives. Wang Hao shook his head with a smile. Let's talk about it another time, it's not suitable here. By the way, what have you been up to? Me? I've been courting a minor celebrity lately. I funded a web series for her for fun, Renshing asked with a grin. Interested, brother Hao? If you are, I can get you a supporting role for some fun, how about it? You big tycoon, Wang Hao cursed playfully, I don't know how to act, what fun would that be? Hee, just for fun, Renshing laughed, it's so nice to run into you again. Give me your WeChat and phone number so we can get together for a drink soon. Damn, I haven't found anyone to have a drink and chat with in years. I'm so frustrated. After they exchanged WeChat and phone numbers, Wang Hao laughed, the wealthy Mr. Ren can't even find someone to drink with. Those bastards say nothing good when drinking with me. If I say shit smells good, they have to nod in agreement, Renshing said, but with brother Hao, we've been pals since childhood, almost 15 years now. Drinking with brother Hao means saying whatever's on our minds, no pretending. Stop flattering me, Wang Hao laughed and gave Renshing a punch. Alright, let's drink sometime when we're free. Seeing Wang Hao agree, Renshing suddenly sneaked a wink at him and asked slyly, brother Hao, come on, tell me, who's the person in the car? Nothing special, Wang Hao scratched his head awkwardly, just a friend. Maybe not even that. A friend taking you for a ride in a Ferrari? Renshing snickered mischievously, that's not a typical relationship, is it? Have you, gone all the way? Really, just a regular friend, Wang Hao quickly shook his head, nothing as exaggerated as you think. Then, after thinking a bit, he asked, by the way, what does that mean, gone all the way? Are you serious? Don't you get it? Renshing chuckled lowly, then made a hole with his right hand and inserted his left finger into it. Deep or shallow? You pervert, you're as sleazy as you were back then. Wang Hao laughed and cursed. Introduce us sometime, Renshing laughed heartily. With Renshing's two followers maintaining order, the scene finally stabilized. Just then, the already badly twisted Ferrari door slowly opened. A woman got out of the car, and when she stood firm, Wang Hao clearly felt the originally noisy surroundings fall silent for a moment, followed by even louder discussions. Look, a knockout. Look at that figure. Could she really be a rich, beautiful woman? Damn, does this guy mean he's her boyfriend? So jealous I can't even hate. If I could touch that woman's hand, I wouldn't wash it for a month. No comparison here, if she takes off those sunglasses, wouldn't we be mesmerized? A stunner, an absolute stunner. Holy crap. Renshing's eyes, originally tiny like beans, instantly widened like bull's eyes. Brother Hao, your wife is a goddess, damn it. Despite his extensive experience with women, he was still absolutely stunned by her. This woman indeed had a natural ability to capture everyone's attention, Wang Hao thought to himself. This ability couldn't be recreated, something only uniquely hers. The legendary beauty that caused fish to sink, geese to fall, the moon to hide, and flowers to feel ashamed would only be comparable. Everyone watched in awe, even those anxious car owners didn't dare to make a sound in front of such an intimidating woman. This woman seemed like she was born to lead, resembling the kind of aristocratic dominance described in novels where dragons suppressed other beings. But the more it was like this, the more Wang Hao's heart raced to the top. Heaven knows whether the curse of bad luck had passed yet. Why did you get out? Wang Hao ran over and asked, be careful, I can't guarantee safety right now. Not only couldn't he guarantee her safety, but his own as well. Don't worry, I already made a call. The woman looked around, as cold as ever. The car blew a tire. I'm sorry. Given her usual personality, she would never spare a glance at anyone. But this time, she surprisingly looked at Renshing once, then asked Wang Hao, your friend? Oh, my childhood buddy, Wang Hao quickly introduced. His name is Renshing, also known as Wealthy Ren. Crossing hello, the woman nodded gently at Renshing, which counted as a greeting. Brother Hao, you're my actual brother. Renshing hugged Wang Hao like a mountain of meat and wailed, get your wife to introduce me to a few beautiful women. My future depends on you, brother Hao. Why? You're choking me. Can't breathe. Wang Hao gasped for air, his face turning red from Renshing's hug. Still eating and drinking well with brother Hao around. Renshing felt all kinds of emotional gratitude, almost wiping his nose with Wang Hao's clothes. Just then, Wang Hao suddenly heard a crisp crack underfoot. In an instant, his scalp tingled. He looked around, immediately grabbed the woman's waist, and pulled Ren Xing while running to the side. "Follow me." Wang Hao broke into a sweat. Run. Chapter 19. Brother Hao. Are you accepting younger brothers? Monday Rush. Brothers, please click favorite and vote for recommendations. This week, all those who click favorite, vote, and donate will have good luck. Everything will go smoothly. Those who insult in the comment section must be unlucky. Even drinking cold water will get their teeth stuck. Wang Hao's previous behavior had already surprised the woman. Although his sudden actions now were inexplicable, she didn't question him and just ran along. As for Ren Xing, their friendship from childhood made him run without a second thought, even faster than Wang Hao. What's going on? The drivers watched the three running wildly and were puzzled. Why are they running? Then they understood what was going on. Rumble rumble. A loud noise erupted. Centered on the spot where Wang Hao and the two others were just standing, the ground within a radius of about 5 meters collapsed, instantly forming a pit of about 30 square meters. Several nearby cars fell into the pit. Holy crap. Luckily, I remembered today is a very unlucky day. It seems like life-threatening events aren't just once, but twice. Wonder if there will be a third time. Damn. Director, send us boxed lunches. Such terrifying things, I can't handle them. Huff, huff. Ren Xing stood there panting heavily, holding his leg. Damn. Brother Hao, you're simply godly. If it weren't for your warning, all three of us would have fallen in. God my ass. Today I'm a disaster star. A disaster star with a bad luck halo. Of course, Wang Hao, still shaken, said, I heard something under my feet just now, and I knew it wasn't good. Fortunately, we're okay. The woman looked at Wang Hao. Well, she wore glasses, so her gaze couldn't be seen, but her body language betrayed her. Thank you. There's nothing to thank, honestly, you just joined me in having a lucky escape. Hee, it's nothing really, Wang Hao laughed, scratching his hair. I couldn't just watch someone die, right? In just a few minutes, Wang Hao and this woman had faced 3 life-threatening situations together, and no one would believe it if told. At this moment, someone in the crowd exclaimed, My God, bro, is that you? Wang Hao turned his head to look. It was indeed someone he knew, the internet cafe owner from before. Hello, sister-in-law. The internet cafe owner immediately greeted the woman, clearly mistaking her for Wang Hao's girlfriend. The first time I saw you, big bro, I was amazed. Now my premonition turns out to be true. He then said to Wang Hao, Big bro, I've decided, I won't worship Guan Yu anymore. I might as well build an altar for you and offer 3 sticks of incense morning and night. This young man was absolutely godlike. Compared to this, the power outage 2 days ago was clearly ancestral virtue at work. Wang Hao. I'm not dead yet, you're overdoing it. Luckily, nothing more terrifying happened afterward. First, the traffic police came to investigate. When the woman said her private lawyer was coming, they started maintaining order. After all, with a private lawyer, handling a traffic accident and compensation would be much easier. On this busy roadway, over 50 cars were jammed together. Counting the drivers and the onlookers, there were nearly 1,000 people. People in the crowd were taking photos and videos, making this something to talk about for days. Damn, I admit it, today I'm unlucky, very unlucky, and being watched by so many people. After another 20 minutes, a low engine roar was heard. The crowd made way for a white Lamborghini Aventador to drive in. When the onlookers saw this supercar, they felt their 20-minute wait was worthwhile. My God. What did I just see? A Lamborghini Aventador. This car is worth about 8 million. Oh my God, am I dreaming? Look at that license plate, Zong A68888, that alone costs over a couple $100,000. Who the hell are these people? The accident-prone car owners were stunned. A super-rich girl driving a Ferrari was already impressive considering the number of rich people in Heavenly. But someone who can wreck a Ferrari and in no time have a better Lamborghini delivered, there are very few of those. Ren Xing dropped to his knees. Brother Hao. Will you take me as your little brother? The Lamborghini drove up to the woman, and the door opened for a man in his mid-30s in a suit to step out. Respectful yet slightly nervous, he said, Miss, I heard your car's out of commission, so master sent this one. Is it suitable? Whatever, the woman nodded slightly. I have other matters to attend to. I'll go first. All right, rest assured about what's left. The middle-aged man bowed slightly, then turned to the crowd. Okay, everyone come this way. I am the private lawyer for the lady here. If there are any issues, just come to me. Everyone gasped. The world of the rich is truly beyond imagination. All right, let's go. The woman tugged on Wang Hao's sleeve. Get in. After doing this, she surprisingly also said to Renxing, "We'll be going now." Renxing snapped to attention, "Farewell, sister-in-law." Oh, Wang Hao finally came back to his senses and obediently got into the Lamborghini's passenger seat, though today had been quite unlucky. Gaining so much attention made it somewhat worthwhile. So, the two got in the car and drove away, amidst the envious and jealous gazes from all around. Ha ha ha. Still quite satisfying. Chapter 20. Where did you get these ideas from? In the Yulin district courtyard. Wang Hao's mom went out to buy groceries. Whenever she met someone, she would greet them, "Hey, Wang, good morning." "Yo, Liu, not going out to play?" I wondered who it was. Turns out it's Mrs. Hao. A middle-aged woman, about 50 years old, saw Wang Hao's mom from afar and said, "Look at your face, something good must have happened." Hee, our Haoer found a job yesterday, so today I have to buy some groceries to make something good, Wang Hao's mom said proudly. It's not easy, you know. Nowadays, the competition is really tough. This middle-aged woman had a bit of a spat with Wang Hao's mom before, so they had never been quite friendly. But now that Wang Hao had found a job, his mom was happy and didn't mind those past issues anymore. However, the middle-aged woman didn't look pleased and snorted, "Your son can find a job too? That's worth celebrating." "What kind of job? Where is he working?" "It's a temporary job, right?" "What did you say?" Wang Hao's mom got upset instantly. What's wrong with a temporary job? Even temporary jobs are still earned with one's own hands. Do you think everyone is like your son, relying on women every day to get by? TCH, what's wrong with relying on women? The middle-aged woman scoffed. My son is handsome. There are countless women surrounding him every day, so many that he can't even choose. Those women are willing to spend money on him. What? Are you jealous? Your jealousy is useless. Jealous my ass. My Haoer is doing just fine, Wang Hao's mom spat. Let me tell you, when my Haoer finds a wife, she will definitely be reliable and serious about life. Unlike your son, you'll have to worry day and night after he gets married. The middle-aged woman chuckled, what do I have to worry about? When my son finds a partner, he might bring a few home for us to pick from. Then, we'll pick the best one. Oh, you just can't compare people. In terms of education and looks, your son can't compete with mine. Admit it or not, it doesn't change a thing. Haha. You. Wang Hao's mom was hopping mad. I'm in a good mood today, I won't stoop to your level. The two of them had another unpleasant confrontation, and just as Wang Hao's mom was about to leave, a car engine roared, and a white Lamborghini appeared in front of them. TSK, 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 look at this car. My son will definitely buy one in the future. The middle-aged woman's eyes gleamed with gold. I have to tell him, to find a wife, she must be rich. You can't have your son rely on women all his life. Wang Hao's mom spat again, but she froze right after saying that. The Lamborghini stopped in front of their building, and when the door opened, her precious son Wang Hao stepped out. The middle-aged woman was stunned. What's going on? Then she saw the driver's door open, and a beautiful girl, pretty enough to make her eyeballs drop, stepped out. The girl completely ignored her, just looked at the residential building in front of her, then asked Wang Hao, is this your home? Yes, it's here. Wang Hao saw his mom while speaking and got shocked. Mom, what are you doing here? Hearing Wang Hao's words, the woman looked at Wang Hao's mom and smiled. Hello, auntie. Hello, hello. Wang Hao's mom closely examined the woman, liking her more and more with each look. Oh, this girl is really beautiful. Good, good. Hee, you youngsters should spend more time together. I won't disturb you. By the way, dear, do you have anything on today? If not, how about having lunch together? I'll call Haoer's dad back too. Mom, aren't you afraid of scaring her? Wang Hao quickly pushed his mom away. I'm just taking her upstairs for a bit, and we'll leave right away. Right, right. You guys go ahead and chat. Your dad went to the cultural palace to play chess, there's no one at home. Wang Hao's mom was elated, looking at the middle-aged woman with a big smile, almost singing. It seems I don't need to pick anymore. One is enough. One is worth 100, haha. Off to buy groceries, the weather's great today, and I'm in a good mood too, ha ha ha. The middle-aged woman's face turned red and white, stomped her foot angrily, and walked away. Today's situation was a big blow to her. The two women left instantly, leaving Wang Hao standing in the wind, feeling utterly confused. What do you mean, talk among yourselves, and no one's home? What are you thinking about? I am being held hostage right now, okay? Although I saved her, and maybe her attitude towards me is a bit better now, we are still in a dangerous phase, okay? Who knows if this bad luck has ended or not? What if things go south? Oh, she seems to have a stun gun. What if she uses it accidentally? Will something happen between us? If something does happen, what kind of consequences will follow? Will her family pursue us? If they do, will it lead to more unforeseen incidents? Will the world end because of this? I really can't guarantee anything. Obviously, the woman didn't think this much. She looked at Wang Hao. Alright, let's go upstairs. Her voice was much softer now, noticeably less cold. Let's go. He took out the door card and swiped it, then got into the elevator, constantly praying, God, please, don't let the elevator break again. For someone else, the elevator breaking might be a good thing. Being stuck in an elevator with a beautiful girl is a dream for many. Who knows what could happen? But for Wang Hao, he remembered that the woman's stun gun had 600,000 volts. If the elevator really broke and it was pitch black, she would definitely zap first and ask questions later. Saving her life wouldn't help. Chapter 21. What is the background of this woman? Why are you so nervous? The woman had no idea what Wang Hao was thinking. She saw the cold sweat on Wang Hao's forehead, hesitated for a moment, and then said, I hope I don't find out you kept the photos. Great, this guy was definitely thinking the wrong thing. Wang Hao shrugged helplessly and said, if I say I didn't, then I didn't. I'm such a good person, do you think I would lie to you? I'm really sorry, but I've seen too much deception and trickery. The woman shook her head lightly and then said no more. Maybe Wang Hao's prayers worked because the elevator didn't break down this time. They finally arrived at Wang Hao's door. He took out his keys, opened the door, went inside, changed his shoes, and said, come on in. You're such a pampered lady, I won't make you wear my home slippers. Otherwise, if you think they're dirty, I'd lose face. As he was speaking, Little Bay suddenly pounced out. The moment this fellow saw the woman, Wang Hao could tell its 24K gold-plated dog eyes lit up. Little Bay rushed forward and hugged the woman's leg. Woof woof. Wang Hao. Damn, isn't it only transmigrators that are this perverted? Wang Hao grabbed Little Bay's mouth and tugged hard. Speak. Are you a transmigrator? If you are, nod your head. Little Bay, woof woof. The woman laughed and patted Little Bay's head. Good doggy, I'm here to get something. I'll bring you something tasty next time. Little Bay, mew. Look at that wagging tail. Wang Hao was completely speechless. The world where people are inferior to dogs, might as well die. The computer is over here. Wang Hao led the way into the bedroom. Oh, the woman nodded and followed Wang Hao inside. As she walked, she looked around. The house's decoration was quite ordinary, indicating this was just an average household, barely middle class. Here, Wang Hao took the woman into his room. The room was simply decorated but very clean, with no strange smells or scattered socks and underwear on the floor. Should I show you? Wang Hao asked. Turn it on first. The woman stared at Wang Hao's computer, showing no expression. Alright, Wang Hao turned on the computer and asked, what next? Your Weibo, email, cloud drive. The woman clearly thought things through. As for the computer, I'll take it back and have someone check it for me. Or I'll give you a new computer. What? Do you realize this is an invasion of privacy? Wang Hao was dumbfounded. Checking the computer was one thing, but Weibo, email, and cloud drives too? You've already seen those photos. The woman blushed slightly and said, since you invaded my privacy first, why can't I invade yours? She was so reasonable that Wang Hao found himself speechless. Fine, Wang Hao said depressingly, look at everything then, there's nothing to hide anyway. Immediately opening Weibo, Wang Hao showed the woman his recent posts. Naturally, there was nothing there. This is fine, just a moment. The woman took out her phone, logged into Weibo, and then searched for Wang Hao's Weibo to follow. Wang Hao sneaked a glance and saw the message, a cold heart has followed you. A cold heart? Wang Hao hesitated for a moment and then mutually followed back. Alright, I'll be watching your Weibo. I hope I don't find any of my photos posted. The woman continued, email. There was nothing to say about the email, it was empty. Next was the cloud drive, which was also mostly empty, with only 2 files. One was Break the Heavens, and the other was Wang Hao's outline for the story Devouring the Stars. A novel's name? Seeing there were no photos here, the woman relaxed significantly, then asked, do you write novels? Just for fun, Wang Hao shrugged. Anything else to check? WeChat, the woman said, let me scan your QR code to see if you've posted my photos in your moments. Fine, this was hard to refuse. Wang Hao took out his phone and brought up his QR code, take a look. Again, it was a cold heart requesting to add a friend. Wang Hao immediately accepted, and the woman checked Wang Hao's moments. Okay. No problems here, shut it down and help me carry the case downstairs. Damn. Are you openly robbing me? Coming to my house and taking my computer case? Wang Hao was quite frustrated, but there was no choice. Understanding a woman's fear of her private photos leaking was easy, as from his past life, Wang Hao knew just how significant the impact had. Although those 3,000 or so photos didn't have much to do with pornography, it wasn't a small issue either, so Wang Hao didn't argue and just shut down the computer, cut the power, and took out the case. "Alright, let's go. Don't worry, whether the case has my photos or not, I'll destroy it." The woman followed Wang Hao and said, "So, I will get you a brand new computer. After all, you saved me, and you will get sufficient compensation. Saving someone is what I should do, right?" Wang Hao was frustrated, muttering, "Would you have me watch you get hit by a car and die?" No matter what, the woman finally smiled again, like a warm sun in winter, making the whole world seem warmer. "Thank you." The two went downstairs, and Wang Hao placed the case in the passenger seat of the Lamborghini. "Alright, now there's nothing to worry about, right?" "I'll check it after I get home." The woman sat in the driver's seat, buckling her seatbelt, then said, "I hope I haven't misjudged you. So far, you've made a good impression. If the computer really doesn't have my photos, it'll mean I owe you a favor. Contact me on WeChat if you have any trouble in the future." "Fine," Wang Hao shrugged and then closed the car door. "Drive safely, don't rush." "Got it, I'm leaving now." Watching the woman leave, Wang Hao sighed lightly, then pondered the day's events in frustration. "I worked hard all day," Wang Hao muttered listlessly, gave back a phone, made $100, had a car accident, almost died in a ground collapse, and then lost a computer. Damn, this wasn't an ordinary bad deal. A computer costs at least 2,000 to 3,000 yuan. But fortunately, he added this mysterious woman's Weibo and WeChat, which was a slight comfort. "Forget it, today was really unlucky, I can endure. As long as I'm alright." But speaking of which, Wang Hao touched his chin. "What's the deal with this woman? She's incredible, completely unbelievable." Chapter 22, Robot Butler. The Cold Heart. The name was nothing special. Wang Hao took out his phone and clicked on Weibo, then entered the Cold Hearts page, where he saw her follower and following numbers. The Cold Heart, following, 26, followers, 35. "I wonder if I can find any clues from here." Wang Hao casually scrolled through but did not find any leads. This Weibo account seemed to be her private one, mostly following relatives, friends, or big company bosses, whom Wang Hao wasn't familiar with, so he was in the dark. "Forget it," Wang Hao shook his head. "Anyway, this woman has quite a background. If I encounter something really unsolvable in the future, I will find her. For now, let's not think about it. Today has been a bad day, time to go home and sleep. Hope there won't be any more disasters. I can't take it anymore." Wang Hao had fully understood the power of the luck dice. A roll of very bad luck almost killed him. But speaking of which, if he rolled very good luck or divine level luck, damn, would I directly become a winner in life? The woman was driving a white Lamborghini down the road, but despite driving, she kept thinking about today's events, or rather, about matters related to Wang Hao. An interesting young man, she thought to herself, doing things with neither arrogance nor submission, having his own principles, and being very steady. Such qualities in a young man of about 24 or 25 are really rare. Actually, these were minor things to her. After all, those who chased her numbered in the tens of thousands. What kind of outstanding talent hadn't she seen? Lawyers, scientists, doctors, second-generation rich kids, second-generation officials, third-generation red elites, those who pursued her covered almost all fields. But someone like Wang Hao, who could stay calm in such a crisis, was absolutely one in a million. The woman drove onto the Zhonghai City Cross River Bridge. Turning on her hazard lights and parking the car, she took the computer case to the bridge's edge. She originally intended to toss the case into the river, making everything irrelevant regardless of whether there were photos inside. But after thinking about it, she shook her head. "I'll go home and take a look," she muttered to herself twice, looked at the case again, then got back in the car and drove away. Zhonghai City Coastal Villa. This was the top private villa area in all of Zhonghai. Any villa here cost billions. It was no exaggeration to say that the people living here controlled over 50% of Zhonghai's wealth, the true high society. Such a place was not just about having money. Not only money, but also impeccable connections. The woman's Lamborghini drove straight into the yard of a 3-story villa in the area. After she parked the car, a maid of about 30 came forward respectfully and said, "Miss, you're back, are you hurt?" "I'm fine." The woman got out of the car, took off her sunglasses, then said, "Is Uncle Wang here? Have him help me analyze this computer's hard drive." If the woman with the sunglasses could score 100, then showing her eyes now, she could score 120. They were eyes as brilliant as stars, embedded in her already stunning face. At this moment, Only one word could describe her. Perfect, flawless. Even the most critical artist couldn't find a single flaw in her face. Okay, the maid nodded. I'll call him over. Uncle Wang was the computer program expert in this villa. In the field of electronic technology, he was among the best in the country. I'm a bit tired. The woman entered the villa and lazily leaned on the sofa. At this time, a robot walked up and said, Miss, you're back. Would you like something to drink? Orange juice, with 3 ice cubes, the woman said with her eyes closed. Set the indoor temperature to 24 degrees, humidity to 46%. Alright, please wait a moment. After the robot replied, the remote control air conditioner and humidity control devices in the villa started working. This butler robot was developed by Google, the most advanced product in the robot field, capable of doing 80% of a servant's physical work. Most importantly, it could wirelessly connect to almost all electronic devices in the villa, making it very expensive. The entire setup along with 5 such robots cost 64 million yuan. Currently, only 88 sets had been produced worldwide, truly high-end products. Miss, your orange juice. About a minute later, the butler robot brought over the orange juice with 3 ice cubes, then shot a green light from its eyes to scan the woman from top to bottom. Miss, you seem overly fatigued. Would you like me to activate a massage air for you to lie down for a while? No need. The woman drank a sip of orange juice and then shook her head. Let's wait until Uncle Wang arrives. Understood, then I won't disturb you. If you need anything, feel free to call me. The butler robot immediately retreated. Soon, a middle-aged man of about 35 or 36 came in respectfully and said, Miss, you called for me. The woman pointed to the computer case beside her. Check if there are any of my photos on this computer. Okay. Uncle Wang directly picked up the case, then took out various tools from his toolbox, quickly got the computer set up, and then downloaded professional programs to start searching. Being a top domestic expert, Uncle Wang's actions were swift. About 40 minutes later, Uncle Wang shook his head. The computer is clean, no items related to Miss. I see, the woman visibly breathed a sigh of relief. She looked at the case, originally wanting to say to toss it into the sea, but eventually held back. Then, somehow, she reached out to click the mouse a few times. No photos, let's see what else is there. Miss, please go ahead. Uncle Wang nodded and immediately withdrew respectfully to one side. The woman clicked a few times randomly, finding nothing important, and finally her eyes rested on 2 files placed on the desktop. Break the Heavens, Devouring the Stars Complete Outline. Break the Heavens. The woman smiled and double-clicked the file, opening it to start reading. Break the Heavens. This is a world of fighting energy, no fancy magic, only fighting energy evolved to its peak. Chapter 23 leaves one wanting more. Chapter 1, The Fallen Genius. Zhao Yan, G, 3rd level. Rank, low level. Beside the demon stone tablet that tested G, the examiner glanced at the information displayed on the tablet and immediately announced the result. His tone was very indifferent, not even sparing a glance at the boy taking the test. The woman, upon this look, was almost immersed in just a few hundred words. Very soon, she finished reading the first chapter, and then she let out a gentle breath, her hand subconsciously flipping to the next page, only to find there was no more. Huh? The woman frowned. Why is there no more? She felt a slight sense of regret in her heart. Although the novel only had the beginning of the first chapter, it had already deeply attracted her. But since it was only the first chapter, the woman clicked open the Devouring the Stars full outline. In the early 21st century, the world experienced several virus pandemics in succession. From the SARS virus pandemic in 2003 to the H1N1 flu pandemic in 2009, up until 2018, a more terrifying R-type virus flu finally mutated. During the spread of the R-type virus, it evolved into more than 20 variants, making epidemic prevention work more difficult, and deaths occurred in all countries worldwide. As epidemic prevention work progressed, the pandemic was controlled. However, in January 2020, the R-type virus mutated into its most terrifying form, known as the RR virus. The RR virus could spread not only through bodily fluids and water flow but most terrifyingly, it could spread through the air. It could survive in the air for an astonishing 3 hours. Once the RR virus appeared, it rapidly spread worldwide. All living beings, whether human, bird, or beast, as long as they needed to breathe, were infected with the RR virus. The death rate after contracting the RR virus was extremely high, reaching nearly 30%. In just 3 months, the global population plummeted by nearly 2 billion. In the face of this virus, global scientists were at their wits' end. The surviving humans, around 5 billion, developed natural antibodies in their bodies. Soon, the 5 billion human survivors found that their bodies had become much stronger. Almost everyone's strength, speed, Cellular vitality and skin toughness increased more than twice. Even an ordinary person could easily break the previous world records for weightlifting and the 100-meter dash. However, disaster struck. The birds and beasts that survived the RR virus had their strength enhanced far more dramatically than humans. Some terrifying monsters even gained intelligence. In September 2022, beginning with an attack initiated by the countless creatures in the ocean, countless monsters transformed from birds and beasts began to invade human habitats. Powerful bird and beast monsters were utterly fearless of bullets and artillery. Bullets hitting them didn't even break their scales. Missile attacks were easily dodged by monsters with quick neural reflexes and speed. Even nuclear bombs had very weak effects. Only the core zone within the nuclear bomb's attack range saw large numbers of monsters dying. Even worse, the monsters in the broader area did not die. They not only survived but also mutated. Among the monsters, there were incredibly terrifying existences. Among humans, strong individuals also started to emerge. Upon finishing reading the Devouring the Stars full outline, the woman was utterly shocked by Wang Hao's whimsical imagination. This was indeed a rather magical young man. How did he come up with such a near-perfect post-apocalyptic world setting? The woman took a deep breath, feeling a sense of being unfinished. Unfortunately, this was just an outline, not the actual text. Is this all there is? The woman shook her head helplessly. Miss, what you were reading just now was a novel? Uncle Wang cautiously asked from behind her. Don't you usually not read novels? Occasionally, I do read a bit, the woman said somewhat depressively. Unfortunately, these 2 books are really too short. Did your friend write these 2 books? Uncle Wang grew increasingly astonished. The temper of their miss had been extremely cold since she was a child. Uncle Wang had been in her household for over 10 years and had never heard of her having any friends. Even those most fervent suitors had never been glanced at by Miss. But today, their miss was behaving unusually. I don't know either, the woman gave a vague answer. Then she closed her eyes and thought for a while, suddenly curling her lips slightly, and took out her phone to send Wang Hao a WeChat message. Do you have more of your novel written? After sending the WeChat message, the woman closed her eyes again, waiting for Wang Hao's reply. But unexpectedly, after waiting for over 10 minutes, she didn't receive any response. Not replying? The woman frowned again, now clearly a bit anxious. Miss, Uncle Wang, with his years of experience, quickly noticed something unusual and asked softly, you seem to care a lot about the owner of this computer? The woman did not respond to him. Uncle Wang carefully brewed his words and then reminded her, Miss, you know, with your family's power, ordinary people probably wouldn't be able to get close to you, so. I know, the woman finally spoke slowly, I understand what I'm doing. You don't need to worry. Okay, miss. The living room fell silent again. Another 5 minutes passed, and the woman suddenly instructed, Uncle Wang, please do something for me. Prepare the best computer and find someone to deliver it. Uncle Wang clearly hesitated for a moment, then asked, the best? Yes, the woman nodded, he just saved my life, so it must be the best. Uncle Wang had also heard about the car accident Miss had been involved in, so he immediately agreed, okay, I understand. Chapter 24, 7-star Super Divine Machine. Wang Hao slept straight through until 3 in the afternoon. He was awakened by a sudden, urgent knock on his door. Who could it be in broad daylight? He walked over to open the door and saw 4 delivery workers standing outside, looking confused. What's going on? No wonder he had such an expression. At the door, the 4 delivery workers were carrying a total of 6 boxes, big and small. As soon as Wang Hao opened the door, they walked straight in, saying, Is this Mr. Wang? Your friend commissioned us to deliver a computer to you. Where should we place it? A computer? Wang Hao suddenly realized, is it that woman who sent it? This was something he couldn't refuse, after all, he had saved her life, right? So Wang Hao led the 4 delivery workers to his bedroom. The workers placed the boxes on the ground and started to expertly assemble the computer. As they assembled, they introduced the items to Wang Hao. This is our company's latest product, a handcrafted executive office desk. Wang Hao was even more confused. How much is this computer desk? Executive use, it must be quite expensive, right? Such a desk and chair could easily cost a few $1,000. One of the workers replied, 69,000 yuan. Wang Hao, damn, I misjudged by a 0. After assembling the desk, the delivery workers began bringing in the computer, explaining as they went, this is currently the best assembled computer on the market, using only the latest and highest-end components. The case uses water cooling, making it the quietest among all computers. The monitor is the latest 36-inch curved screen on the market, and the keyboard is the latest ergonomic mechanical keyboard. Wang Hao. This time, he had to save some face. This computer set was clearly expensive, aiming high. This whole setup, about 20,000? Wang Hao asked quietly. Then one of the delivery workers' words left Wang Hao even more dumbfounded. The water-cooled case alone is 20,000. Altogether, it's around 80,000. Wang Hao. Damn. This was too much, right? His old computer, including the case, monitor, mouse, and keyboard, only cost 3,000. And now, in a blink of an eye, it was like upgrading from a slingshot to a nuclear missile. The delivery workers were very quick, completing the setup of the desk, computer, and case in no time. Then they smiled and said, "All done, sir, give it a try." Wang Hao, still in a daze, pressed the power button. Approximately 5 seconds later, the 365 security guard notification said, "Congratulations, your computer has defeated 99.99% of users nationwide, awarding you the title of 7-star super god machine." Wang Hao was ecstatic. Wang Hao was over the moon. Damn, he had never in his life touched such an amazing computer. Sitting in the handcrafted rosewood computer chair, Wang Hao looked at the massive monitor, feeling no more satisfied. As a computer enthusiast, what could be more attractive than a super god machine? After sending off the 4 delivery workers, Wang Hao quickly took out his phone to message the woman, but upon opening WeChat, he saw her message first. "Is there more to the novel you wrote?" She read "Break the Heavens." Originally intending to thank her, Wang Hao quickly retracted his hand. Currently, there was no more to break the heavens. Only the first chapter existed. Forget it, he decided not to reply yet, better check if Golden Sunflower had written more chapters. Quickly opening QQ and logging in, perhaps today's mishap had used up most of his bad luck. As soon as he logged in, Golden Sunflower's avatar started flashing rapidly. "Golden Sunflower, Brother Risshin, I was really inspired today. I wrote 15,000 words in one go. It flowed so well, Brother Risshin, please take a look and see how it is." Wow! Writing 15,000 words in a day couldn't be more satisfying. Wang Risshin, "Sure, don't worry, let me check first." Quickly receiving the file, Wang Hao eagerly opened it to read. No doubt, Golden Sunflower's writing skills were absolutely unquestionable. In fact, Wang Hao could affirm that it was far superior to many top-tier authors before the luck dice changed the world. But after reading more than 10,000 words, Wang Hao felt something was lacking. "Wang Risshin, the plot isn't bad, the process is about right, but I feel something is missing, it's not thrilling." Golden Sunflower, huh? Really? Brother Risshin, what should I do then? Wang Risshin, don't worry, let me take another look. Golden Sunflower, alright, Brother Risshin, you must point out the problems. Wang Hao quickly reread this part from the beginning in detail, and soon found the problem. Wang Risshin, the build-up for Nellen Yanren's appearance is insufficient. Where's the resentment? Without build-up, how can face-slapping later be satisfying? You need to describe the consequences of being dumped. Golden Sunflower, huh? I did build up here. Wang Risshin, I know you did, but it's not enough. Look, who is the protagonist? Although he was originally a genius, he's now a waste, right? Then is there any problem with a genius coming to break off an engagement with a waste from a rational perspective? Golden Sunflower, there shouldn't be. Right. Wang Risshin, what do you mean shouldn't be? There isn't. Think about it, for example, you're a homebody with no outstanding family background, but the girl is from a family with assets worth billions, looks like a star, and comes to break off an engagement with you. Is there any problem with that? No, right? So how can we make readers feel that the protagonist is genuinely wronged when the engagement is broken off? That's the key. Only when readers feel the injustice will they enjoy the protagonist's face-slapping later. Golden Sunflower, kneeling to Brother Risshin. What Brother Risshin says is so reasonable. So how should I write this part? Wang Risshin, you need to write why the engagement is being broken off specifically and the impact it will have on the protagonist and his father. Why is the heroine breaking off the engagement? Because she's now powerful and looks down on the protagonist after being intensely cultivated by the sect. And that's not enough. Look, what is this setting? It's a clan meeting, the clan leader's son being dumped in public. How can he still be the clan leader? Right? And one more thing, how did Nellen Yanren come this time? Accompanied by a tall, rich, and handsome guy. This is a blatant provocation. It's a comparison with the protagonist. You need to portray this tall, rich, and handsome character. Look at your current version, this tall, rich, and handsome guy lacks any sense of presence. Without a sense of presence, how can he stir up any resentment? Chapter 25, Thank you, Brother Risshin. Wang Hao's words completely conquered the Golden Sunflower. Golden Sunflower, I understand, Brother Risshin. You're simply a god. Now that you mention it, I did feel something was off. No wonder I couldn't get fired up when the protagonist said 30 years east of the river, 30 years west of the river, don't look down on a young man's poor. I'll change it right now. Just wait a moment, it won't take long. After saying that, the golden sunflower went silent. Wang Hao took a deep breath. Luckily, he had read a lot of books before and understood some tricks. Otherwise, if what the golden sunflower wrote was directly posted on the website, it might not even get 1/10 of the success of Po. If the divine book was written into a flop, it would definitely be a desecration of the classic. It would be better not to write it. Over there, the golden sunflower went to change the text. Meanwhile, Wang Hao remembered the woman's message and quickly replied, I received your computer. It's a bit high and I don't deserve it. As soon as he sent the WeChat message, Wang Hao took a sip of water. Before he even finished drinking, the woman's reply came. Cold heart, glad you got it. Why did you just reply? I've read your novel. It's pretty good. Do you have more? Wang Rishan, I was busy writing just now, didn't notice the vibration of my phone. Give me a moment, I have a good amount of inspiration today, I wrote quite a bit. I'll send it over shortly. By the way, do you have an email or QQ? WeChat can't send files. This time, the woman hesitated a bit before replying, add me on QQ then. 66,888,888. That insanely rich number. Wang Hao felt all kinds of frustration. After adding her, they switched their chat over to QQ. Wang Rishan, you like reading my novels? Cold heart, yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't have anything else to do today, so I took a look. Seeing the woman's words, Wang Hao couldn't help but chuckle. She was quite proud, casually reading yet so eager for new chapters. Wang Rishan, glad you like it. Hee, I'll finish writing this chapter and send it to you. By the way, the configuration of your computer is really too good, it makes me feel a bit unworthy to use it. Cold heart, it's nothing really, as long as you like it. Wang Rishan, like it? I absolutely love it. Did you know it only takes 5 seconds to boot up? It's a 7-star divine machine. Cold heart, MHMM. As soon as that MHMM was sent, Wang Hao was visibly stumped on how to continue the conversation, and a sudden silence fell between them. Luckily, the silence didn't last long, and the golden sunflower sent a message. Golden sunflower, Brother Rishan, I've revised it. Check it out. Wang Rishan, alright, let me take a look. One had to say, the golden sunflower had incredibly high comprehension. It definitely proved that he was someone encountered in a lucky situation. Everything Wang Hao had explained was perfectly reflected in his writing. Not only did it read more smoothly this time, but the hatred felt so strong that it made people want to storm the Younglin sect right now. When Wang Hao saw Zhao Yan shout out, don't look down on a young man's poor, although he practically knew the plot by heart, he still slapped his guy hard, awesome. Just like that. After reading through this section, Wang Hao sighed in satisfaction. Wang Rishan, no issues, absolutely none. Ha ha ha. Great job, it's very well written. So, shall we discuss the contract now? Golden sunflower, is it that good? Haha, that's great. Brother Rishan, I think you're incredibly talented. From now on, I'll follow you. By the way, since my writing is decent, if this book becomes successful, can I get a raise? How about 15 per 1,000 characters? Wang Hao, this kid is quite sincere, but we can't be too greedy, can we? Wang Rishan, sure, once the book is on the shelves, we'll start at 15 per 1,000 characters. If it becomes a big hit, I'll change the revenue split for you. Golden sunflower, great. Thanks, Brother Rishan. But, Brother Rishan, you'll have to keep an eye on the plot I write, otherwise such a good book will be ruined without your guidance. I can't come up with these plots even if I exhaust myself. Wang Rishan, don't worry, I'll meet all your requirements. It's settled then, I'll draft a contract, you print it, sign it, and we'll find a time to meet. With my ideas, if this book goes well, I'll offer you a 50-50 split on the next one, I guarantee you won't lose out. Golden sunflower, thanks, Brother Rishan. It's a deal. With the contract content settled, Wang Hao's next step was to search for contract templates online, then edit and send it to the golden sunflower. Since the most crucial part of their collaboration was set, everything would go smoothly. Meanwhile, Wang Hao didn't forget to send a revised copy of the book to the woman. Wang Rishan, I've finally finished writing. Take a look? Cold heart, alright, I'll check it out. Zhonghai Coastal Villa District, inside the woman's villa. The woman lay barefoot on her bedroom bed, holding her phone, reading the novel Wang Hao had just sent over. She was only wearing white lingerie and covered with a thin blanket. Her fair, tender little feet were exposed, and along with those stunning curves, she looked both lazy and incredibly alluring. Her nose was high, her eyes bright and lively, and her features exuded immaturity mixed with a touch of youthful allure. Although the dim lighting obscured her full appearance, the subtle shadows on her face were enough to prove her beauty. Nilan Yanran. The woman had loved this book since she started reading it, so she read it very carefully, almost word by word. When she reached the part where Nilan Yanran brought people to break off the engagement, her brows furrowed, and she said, even though he's now a wastrel, he was once a genius. Why not give him a chance? Chapter 26. This is amazing. It had to be said, the writing of Golden Sunflower was really great, extremely inciting. So when the woman saw the protagonist Zhao Yan shout out "Don't belittle the poor youth" again, she got instantly excited and said, well said, that's exactly how it should be. Heroes don't ask where they come from, don't belittle the poor youth. Good. She probably said it a bit too loudly, as there was a prompt knocking at the door, and then the voice of the robot butler sounded, "Miss, were you calling for me?" Ah. The woman was momentarily stunned, then quickly replied, "No, I was just reading a book." "Oh," the robot butler said, "if Miss needs anything, please feel free to command." "All right, you can leave now." The woman responded casually, directly sending the robot butler away, then lay on the bed, suddenly thinking of the terrifying scene from the car accident today, followed by the phrase "Don't belittle the poor youth." Come to think of it, it seems he also encountered something similar to this withdrawal from marriage. The woman suddenly laughed softly and mumbled, "Will he work hard and achieve great success in the future?" Thinking of this, the woman seemed to see the scene where Wang Hao suddenly pulled her into his arms in a moment of crisis, and then she said softly, "He should will, right?" The contract was done very smoothly. Wang Hao explained every clause of the revised contract, including the confidentiality and future profit-sharing terms, and then sent it to the Golden Sunflower. When Golden Sunflower took the contract out to get it printed, it was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The sound of the door opening could be heard, and as soon as Wang Hao's mom entered, she loudly asked, "Hey Hao, what are you doing? Is that girl still here?" "She went home long ago." Wang Hao stretched and yawned deeply. "What's for dinner?" "Ah." His mom was surprised. "She left? Didn't you invite her for dinner or something?" Wang Hao muttered, "What's there to eat? She just came to pick something up and left after she got it." "What did she take?" His mom pushed open Wang Hao's bedroom door, and the first thing she saw was Wang Hao's new computer. "Wait a minute, hold on." His mom rushed in with an agile step, scrutinizing the new computer desk and computer from all angles. "Where did this come from? Damn, how should I explain this?" Wang Hao's mind was spinning like a CPU in an instant. Then after about 0.01 seconds, he decided to tell the truth. "She gave it to me." "Well done, Hey Hao." His mom gave Wang Hao a hard slap on the back. "You're already receiving gifts?" Then she inspected the computer desk again, shaking her head. "This set must be pretty expensive, right? This won't do, we can't accept gifts from mothers for free. We need to return a gift. What should we give her? It has to be of comparable value at least." Hearing this, Wang Hao immediately felt like kneeling. "This set is nearly 150,000, Mom. Even if you sell me, we can't afford that." "Are you sure it needs to match in price?" "Well," Wang Hao was sweating profusely, "just a token of appreciation will do. She's not short of money." "That won't do. Even if we can't match their standard, we can't lose our dignity." His mom decided, "When your dad comes back, we'll pool some money together. I'll buy her a Longines watch for around 7 or 8,000. "That's decided. Even 10 watches wouldn't be enough for this set." Wang Hao was utterly depressed, but looking at his mom's excited expression, he couldn't bear to tell her the truth. She would definitely collapse if he did. Watching his mom hum a song as she entered the kitchen, Wang Hao sighed helplessly. Returning this favor was not going to be easy. After dinner, Wang Hao lay on his bed, reflecting on this unlucky day which had been quite thrilling, almost costing him his life. Fortunately, there was some compensation. A new computer set, WeChat, QQ, Weibo, and phone numbers were exchanged. It wasn't too bad. Otherwise, he would really have been nothing but bitter tears. If he had died, he wouldn't even have been able to cry. However, it seemed like the luck rolled by the dice had a certain limit. Since the car accident and the subsidence, his luck hadn't been as bad. Maybe the two crises had exhausted all the bad luck attributes. If that was the case, it was acceptable. Otherwise, with major incidents happening 24/7, anyone would go crazy. Hopefully, tomorrow's luck will be similar, Wang Hao thought before falling into a dream. If the probability of bad luck is 1 in 6, then having it for 2 days in a row would be 1 in 36, shouldn't be this miserable. While Wang Hao slept deeply, he was unaware that the internet had already exploded. The story began when the largest news website in China published a piece titled "Zhonghai City Tanfu Street Chain Car Accident." The scene was extremely tragic. Initially, this was nothing unusual, but soon, Netizens who had been at the scene uploaded photos they had taken to the biggest Danzō forum in China. This wasn't usually a big deal. Heavenly netizens had always liked to watch the spectacle. So at first, there were countless comments lamenting how the wealthy nowadays are truly crazy and outrageous. Then, some netizens remarked on how one of the female perpetrators was incredibly beautiful. Despite wearing glasses that nearly covered half her face, it was still clear that she was a stunning beauty. Such topics quickly attracted attention, and it wasn't long before a user named Swaying Fish posted a thread titled Technically Analyzing the True Identity of the Female Driver in the Photos, which quickly hit the site's headlines, attracting countless forum users to gather around. The thread was straightforward, and the technical details were truly breathtaking. Swaying Fish: hello everyone, I'm Swaying Fish. I believe everyone is very curious about who the extremely beautiful woman in the Tanfu Street accident is, right? Okay, don't worry, now we'll use real technology to peel away the layers of mystery. Here comes a photo. Then, a photo of the woman just exiting the car was posted. Netizens immediately responded, marking it. Front row. Sofa. As a good Samaritan, give a comprehensive transmission door to the photo post. This post is going to be hot. Swaying Fish: speaking of which, this angle isn't very good, it's dark and not clear enough, making it hard to judge. But don't worry, throw it into PS and adjust the levels with Ctrl+M, how's that? Brighter now? Netizens responded, Master. Awesome. A technical expert. Swaying Fish: then simply input Ice Prince's side view in Baidu, found a photo. This pose is similar, then put it into this photo. Lower the opacity. Although the angle isn't quite the same, you can see the facial features match very well, so. Netizens: Master. Impressive. This is amazing. The host's angle is very novel, keep it up, haha. Some netizens questioned, host, one photo doesn't prove anything, right? Swaying Fish: I know you guys will say that, so let's continue. Next up is this one. He posted another photo and said, next is this one, the angle is quite tricky. This angle is hard to find, but I just happen to have saved a photo with a similar pose, slightly different angle. First throw it in. Rotating it. Then overlapping. Lowering the opacity. Netizens: Master, you are awesome. Host: are you from CSI? Swaying Fish: how's that? Basically overlapped, right? Hehe, don't worry, the big reveal is coming. Chapter 27, The True Identity of the Woman. This time he uploaded a relatively clear full body photo, then said, the first two were pretty blurry, this one is relatively clear. The key point is, this one is a full body shot, right when she is standing up straight. Okay, let's start. First, find a photo with a similar pose and angle. Good things come to those who wait, found it, ha ha ha. Next, adjust the size a bit, everyone take a close look, overlay the two photos. How about it? The height and body shape are exactly the same, right? Now look at the woman's ear in the photo, there's a small earring, and the one in the photo of Ice Princess I found, is it the same? So I'm 100% sure, this woman is everyone's dream girl, Ice Princess Baiyining. By this point in the post, all the netizens below were on their knees. Oh my, is it really the Ice Princess? I can't believe it. Who's that guy? The one who got out of her car. He's not her boyfriend, is he? Oh god, I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it even if I'm beaten to death. It's over, I'm going to collapse. My goddess. How can you have a boyfriend? The entire Danzō forum exploded. The number of comments on the post jumped from a few hundred to over 2,000 very quickly, and the number kept climbing at a visible speed. No way, in this world, any news about Ice Princess Baiyining is enough to become a headline in the entertainment section. Ice Princess Baiyining, born into the Bai family, one of the 4 superfamilies in the country, is the only precious gem of Bai Hashan, the head of the Bai family. She became famous at 16 by playing the female lead in Bai Lihua, and with her naturally ethereal voice, she became the most popular star in the entire Heavenly Empire in just 5 years, without any dispute. But wait, there's more. Her personality is extremely cold. Since her debut, she's had 0 scandals. Rich and famous men, movie stars, top talents, countless have pursued her, yet it's never been heard that she gave any man a second glance. Not a single one. Therefore, her enthusiastic fans affectionately gave her the nickname Ice Princess, meaning she's cold as ice. If there's any man in this world who could win her heart, it's probably someone like Emperor Qin Shi Huang. But now, there's this mysterious young man who actually got to ride in the same car with her, and the way they interacted seemed a bit intimate. Oh heavens. Someone's going to die. The entire Danzō forum was filled with ghostly wails and howls. Male netizens who'd regarded Ice Princess as their dream girl felt like the sky was falling, while female netizens all breathed a sigh of relief. Ice Princess finally has a boyfriend, so my hubby won't mention her all the time. The internet was in chaos, while the protagonist in the center of the event, Wang Hao, was comfortably lying on his single bed, sleeping soundly, though today had been a fright. The gains were pretty great. That mysterious woman actually gifted him a set of computer desk and computer worth 15 to 16,000. Good people truly get good rewards. Wang Hao muttered in his sleep, turned over, and continued sleeping. The next day was Monday, a work day. The first thing Wang Hao did when he got up in the morning was to take out his luck dice to see what kind of luck he'd roll today. He didn't ask for divine level luck or even very good luck, as long as it was good luck, even ordinary would do, just not bad or very bad luck, please. God bless, God bless. Wang Hao clasped his hands together, held the dice in his palms, prayed deeply, worshipped Jesus, Allah, and Buddha all in one go, then took a deep breath. Here we go. The dice spun on the table. Wang Hao's eyes were glued to it. When the dice finally stopped, Wang Hao's eyes widened. The two words on the top of the dice read, good luck. Ha ha ha. Good luck again. Wang Hao started laughing out loud. Seems like today, I'm gonna shine, ha ha ha. His dad's voice came from next door. Shine my ass early in the morning, today's your first day at work, get your ass out of here, and if you're late, I'll skin you. Work. Ha ha ha, absolutely, gotta go to work. Today's a good luck day, I'm boss level awesome. Good luck really is unstoppable. Wang Hao had just walked out the gate of his community when his phone rang. Manager Zhang? Seeing the caller ID, Wang Hao quickly answered, good morning, Manager Zhang. Morning. Manager Zhang's tone was friendly. Where are you now? I'm at the gate of my house. What's up? Wang Hao asked curiously. I'm about to catch a ride to the company. It's not late yet, right? After all, it's his first day at work. He had to make a good impression. It's not about being late, Manager Zhang laughed. The film crew we arranged for you today urgently needs some extras. There's no time to find anyone else now, and I happen to remember you look pretty decent, so I contacted you directly. Complimenting one's handsomeness definitely needed some acknowledgement, right? Wang Hao nodded vigorously. Sure, I can be an extra, no problem at all. Manager Zhang, what should I do now? Add the driver on WeChat, send him your location, Manager Zhang instructed. He'll take you directly to the film crew, no need to report at the office. Whoa. See that? A chauffeured ride. Got it, I'll send my location now. He added the driver on WeChat, sent his location, and about 20 minutes later, a white business van stopped in front of Wang Hao. Are you little Wang? The driver rolled down the window, glanced at Wang Hao, and called out, get in. Sure, Wang Hao got into the car. Inside, there were 3 other people. One was a girl with a ponytail, she looked about 80% attractive. The second was a big tall guy, almost 6 feet 3 inches tall, and the third was a young man about 25 or 26, wearing a casual suit, with black framed glasses, giving off a nerdy vibe, and had an aloof expression. Since Wang Hao was new, he greeted the 3 of them. Hi everyone, I'm Wang Hao, nice to meet you all, please take care of me. Hey handsome, the girl waved at Wang Hao with a smile. I'm Zhengyu, nice to meet you too. The big guy wasn't much of a talker, he smiled, then extended his hand. Ma Ming. After shaking hands with Ma Ming, Wang Hao cheerfully greeted the third nerdy guy. Hello, may I ask your name? We'll be colleagues after all, let's get along. Lu Tong, the nerd replied coolly, then gave Wang Hao an up and down look, asking, Manager Zhang said you're new? What's your position at the company? Chapter 28 Show off your superiority in front of First question about the job position, what's going on here? Wang Hao didn't think much about it, just replied, Assistant Lighting Technician. A small position, haha. Oh, I see. Lu Tong pushed his glasses without a change in expression, then turned his head and stopped talking. This guy didn't seem very friendly. Look down on odd jobs? What's wrong with odd jobs? People doing odd jobs also earn a living with their own hands, okay? Of course, since he didn't want to talk to them, they wouldn't stick their warm faces to his cold ass either. Turning to face Yu and Ma Ming, Wang Hao smiled and started chatting. You are all my seniors. Please tolerate any mistakes I make in the future. No need to be so polite, Zhengyu, being more approachable, said with a smile, we are all newbies too. We just got hired last Saturday. After 4 years at university, I found out after graduating that the real world isn't easy, and money is hard to earn. Zhengyu was about 1.62 meters tall, petite, with particularly charming, lively big eyes. If there were a beauty in the car, naturally the few boys would be happy, especially Lu Tong, whose eyes had barely left Zhengyu since they got on the bus. Wang Hao was just casually chatting to pass the time, but to Lu Tong, it didn't seem so friendly. Lu Tong squinted slightly and joined the conversation, saying, "Hello, Zhengyu, since we'll be colleagues, feel free to ask for help anytime." "Hello," Zhengyu waved with a smile, saying, "Please take care of me." Lu Tong glanced at Wang Hao subtly, then asked Zhengyu, "Can I call you Yu'er in the future?" "Yu'er, which university did you graduate from?" "Zonghai Communication University," Zhengyu asked back. "What about you?" Lu Tong asked intentionally, lightly pushing his glasses, with a hint of pride, saying, "Zonghai Finance University, double master's degrees in economics and business administration." "Wow." Sure enough, upon hearing that he graduated from Zonghai Finance University with double master's degrees, Zhengyu exclaimed, "That's impressive." Ma Ming also exclaimed, "Impressive, Brother Lu, look up to you." Wang Hao smiled along, "Impressive indeed, a highly educated person, haha." "Not really," Lu Tong said modestly while smiling, squinting his eyes slightly without showing any expression. From the moment he saw Zhengyu, he liked this cheerful girl, so at that moment, he was thinking about how to eliminate his competitors. There were 3 men on the scene in total: the driver, a man in his 30s, and he could be ignored. Ma Ming was big and clumsy, could barely string words together, so pass. Only Wang Hao had a bit of a handsome look, which could easily attract the attention of young women, and needed to be eliminated as soon as possible. So, Lu Tong turned his eyes to Wang Hao and asked, "Which university did you graduate from?" Just one look at Lu Tong's expression you could tell that he had no good intentions towards Zhengyu, but after all, it was none of Wang Hao's business, so he half-jokingly replied, "Zonghai Technology College, also known as a diploma mill. PFFT." Hearing Wang Hao say this, everyone around burst into laughter. By stating it like that, Wang Hao had essentially announced he was out of the competition for the girl, posing no threat to anyone. After all, there was a highly educated person with double master's degrees sitting there, and any girl would naturally choose the one with the better future. But clearly, Lu Tong wasn't done yet. He smiled faintly, showing a bit of mockery. "That degree isn't much. I heard the assistant lighting technician position is only for 2 months, a temp job. What are you going to do after that? Continue with temp jobs? Huh? Really not done, right? Showing off in front of me, huh? No need to step on me to win a girl, okay? Trying to use me as a comparison to show off your successful life? After 2 months?" Wang Hao rubbed his chin. "Maybe I'll write novels to earn some pocket money." "Write novels?" Lu Tong pushed his glasses again, laughing. "It's not easy to make money writing novels, might as well mooch off your parents." "Maybe," Wang Hao chuckled lightly. "Since you push so hard, don't blame me for stealing your thunder." He looked out the window, his gaze dreamy, aloof expression, exuding a sense of cool as if haunted. He chose to answer with a famous quote from his past life: "Everyone should have a dream. What if it comes true?" Well said. What Wang Hao said went straight to the hearts of the newcomers. Zhengyu and Ma Ming clapped, and Zhengyu shouted, "Everyone should have a dream. My dream is to make over 10,000 a month, ha ha ha." Even the driver in front, Brother Li, turned around to look, then smiled. "Well said, haha, people do need a dream." "You said you'd write novels, have you started?" "I like reading them to relax." "I have started, just began scratching the surface." Wang Hao scratched his head, a bit embarrassed. "When I officially publish, I'll let you know, Brother Li, but don't laugh at me." "Haha, our manager Zhang always says, efforts deserve encouragement whether they succeed or not." Brother Li nodded, smiled. "Remember to tell me the address, I'll check it out. Our manager Zhang loves reading novels too, I'll recommend it to him." This could be a potential reader. Wang Hao nodded hard, "Sure." Seeing the spotlight again stolen by Wang Hao, Lu Tong frowned, leaned back, muttering softly, "The dream of salted fish." The car went on along the road. Around 8:30, it finally stopped at the entrance of a commercial street. "Here we are, everyone get off." Brother Li jumped out, then opened the door. "Today's shooting location is right here." The 4 got off the car, looked around. Wang Hao saw no trace of the crew and asked curiously, Brother Li, where's the crew? I don't see them." "Follow me." Brother Li smiled, leading the way. Soon, they arrived at an internet cafe entrance, and a staff member in a red hat came up, blocking their way. "They're shooting inside. If you want to surf the internet, please come back tomorrow, thank you." Chapter 29, Are the web dramas in this world so low? Damn, filming in an internet cafe? Wang Hao immediately opened his mouth wide, looking up at the sign. The cafe was named Happy Dream Internet Cafe. It was clear from the decor that it was quite luxurious. But filming in a place like this? Is this a low-budget web drama crew? Brother Li directly showed his work ID. "I'm Li Minnow." The actors that Zhu sent me to bring are all here. Zhu is probably someone with considerable authority in this crew. Upon hearing the name, the staff member immediately let them through. Follow me, and remember not to wander around inside to avoid any trouble. Entering the internet cafe, Wang Hao felt that the interior was a completely different world from the outside. The cafe inside was huge. There were over 200 machines on the first floor alone. However, most of the machines had been moved to the sides, leaving only about 30-something in the center. A middle-aged man was there talking to what seemed to be two actors. At that moment, a man in his 40s walked over. He wore glasses and was a bit chubby. As soon as he approached, Li Mina greeted him. Zhu, I've brought the people. Alright, let me take a look. Zhu sized up the four of them, then nodded satisfactorily. They all look good, come with me. Saying this, he led the way, and Wang Hao and the others hurried to follow. As they walked, Lu Tong asked, Zhu, don't we need to audition? Do you think my outfit is okay? He even purposely showed off to Zhu. Why would extras need an audition? Zhu immediately laughed. You folks are extras, understand? He pulled at Lu Tong's clothes. Your outfit is too conspicuous. Change it later. Oh. Lu Tong retreated with a face full of frustration. Wang Hao almost burst out laughing. Served him right for showing off and hitting a snag. They soon reached a private room in the cafe, which had been turned into a makeshift makeup area. When Wang Hao and the others entered, there wasn't much makeup needed for the four of them, just some powder to look better under the lights. The makeup process was quick, although Lu Tong took some time as he needed to change into simpler clothes. After makeup, a crew member came to explain today's scene to them. Today's scene is about the male and female leads breaking up. The male lead tries to persuade her several times but fails. Feeling heartbroken, he comes to the internet cafe where they first met to use the internet and reminisce. Then, the female lead also shows up with the same thoughts, and they meet there. During their encounter, a few thugs hit on the beautiful female lead. The male lead resists, and a fight breaks out between them. This plot sounded quite strange. Was web drama in this world so low quality? Meeting in an internet cafe and fighting thugs? Wait, one side is the main characters, and the other side, thugs. Wang Hao's hair stood on end. Are we playing the thugs? Of course, the crew member said matter-of-factly, or did you think you were the male lead? Then, he explained, so the male lead knows kung fu, get it? At first, you guys are beaten by the male lead, but then your boss comes down from upstairs and beats the male lead. However, the male lead would rather die than let the gangster boss touch the female lead. Then the police arrive, and the male lead is saved. The two reconcile. Got it? Wang Hao felt terrible. So, we came all the way here early in the morning just to get beaten? Fine, we'll endure it for the sake of life. So, crew brother, what am I playing? The plot was just so-so, but it was a bit strange for Zhenyu, a girl in the scene. I can't be fighting the female lead, can I? As soon as she said this, Wang Hao immediately imagined a scene of two women scratching each other's faces. Damn, was the world ending? Of course you don't have to get into a fight, the crew member said. You're playing the gangster boss's woman, just stay behind the boss. Okay? Oh. Zhenyu nodded, signaling her understanding. Alright, since everyone understands, let's prepare. The crew member pointed to the two actors Wang Hao noticed when he first entered. They will start fighting with the main characters, get beaten and fall to the ground. When you see things aren't going well, you rush in to help, understood? Oh, and remember, especially you. The crew member pointed at Ma Ming, fake fighting, got it? Fake fighting. If you injure the actors, it's a big problem, understood? Got it, Ma Ming replied hesitantly. After introducing the scene, the crew member pointed to the few computers in the center. Okay, you three guys prepare there, just use the internet. You, he pointed at Zhenyu, come up to the second floor with me. Wang Hao. Wow, can our luck get any better? Filming while using the internet? Ha 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 ha. We even saved the internet fee. Such a great opportunity, what else is there to say? Break the heavens, here I come. When it came to using the internet, Wang Hao didn't mind at all. He was a bit nervous at first, but once seated in front of the computer, he didn't care about anything else. Since it wasn't his turn yet, he might as well upload his book. Today, the luck dice had rolled a good fate. It was the perfect time to release a book. Skillfully opening the webpage, he downloaded his manuscripts and entered the author's backend. Then he clicked to create a new work. Soon the title and synopsis were ready, and he uploaded the chapters. After uploading 2 chapters, the author's backend immediately sent a system message. Dear author Tan Kandu, your novel Break the Heavens has entered Finion Chinese Network's library. The editor will review your book within 24 hours. Please be patient. This meant the work was successfully created. Wang Hao took a deep breath and clicked to manage his work. The moment he saw the title Break the Heavens and its number, he was stunned. Title, Break the Heavens. Book number, 1,688,888. Holy shit. What an awesome book number, today really is a lucky day, ha 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 ha. Chapter 30, this book number made Wang Hao feel all kinds of exhilaration. Striking while the iron was hot, he hurried to show off in various author groups. Wang Rishan, ha 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 ha, brothers, my book is amazing. Lala Hong, what's going on? You're writing a book too? What's your book that makes you so proud? Share a screenshot. Knight, yeah, share a screenshot, share a screenshot. Wang Hao directly posted a screenshot of his book title and number for Break the Heavens in the group, and it immediately exploded. Lala Hong, holy crap, this book number is incredible, dude, you hit it big. Just this book number must be worth thousands. Knight, seriously, this number is awesome, book numbers are like license plates. Yours is equivalent to a 16,888 plate. Bones, this is definitely fortune bestowed upon you. Seeking protection. Lala Hong, bro, can't read your book yet? Did you just upload it? Wang Rishan, yeah, just uploaded it, hey. Lala Hong, then let me know once it passes review. I want to see what a fortune-blessed book looks like, hee hee. Wang Rishan, no problem. He excitedly chatted with some book friends in the group, completely unaware that the director was giving Lutong and Maming a talking to. Look at him, that's how you should be online. Do you see how naturally he's doing it? Naturally, understand? You go to the internet cafe and just sit there looking around without touching the keyboard, and then sweat coldly? The director was around 44 or 45 years old. His name was J.L. Minxing, known in the industry as a prominent director with a nickname Star Creator since he developed several very popular new stars. He was currently filming a web series with the male and female leads he had groomed. Upon hearing director Jiao's words, Lutong felt disgruntled and said, he's just surfing the internet. Who doesn't know how to surf the internet? I was just trying to show off some acting skills. You're an extra. An extra, do you get it? Director Jiao shouted, you're an extra. Understand your position. Don't steal the scene. Don't steal the scene, understand? Just now, everyone was looking at you being all cocky. Were you having an epilepsy attack? Huh? Who had an epilepsy attack? Wang Hao, who was chatting with his online friends, was startled. He looked around and soon saw the director scolding Lutong, then instinctively asked, what's going on? Who had an epilepsy attack? Was it you? Being looked down upon by a punk from a no-name university, Lutong gritted his teeth with hatred. You're the one with epilepsy, your entire family has epilepsy. Damn it, looking for a fight, huh? Wang Hao immediately wanted to jump up and argue with Lutong, but before he could move, the director was displeased. Are you jealous of his good performance? Look at how well he did at the beginning. Now look at you. I'm telling you, behave, or you'll be fired. Do you hear me? On the set, the director was the absolute N01. Even if it was the lead actors and actresses, if he told them to get lost, they'd get lost without a second thought. Okay. Okay, Lutong agreed through gritted teeth, his face flushed red. After he and Ma Ming sat back down, the director shouted, action. Oh, it looks like it's starting again. Wang Hao straightforwardly continued chatting in the group with his book friends. After all, it wasn't his turn yet. Free computer used shouldn't go to waste. This time, Lutong and Ma Ming finally performed normally, looking somewhat into it. Wang Hao sneakily glanced around, then checked the authors backstage. Hello, your novel has officially passed the review. If the content is excellent, an editor will contact you for a contract. Please update stably. If you need any help, please contact customer service. Wahahaha. Sure enough, it passed the review so quickly. Wang Hao was overjoyed. He was about to quickly publicize it in a group when the outside scene fabulously began. Business first, promotion can wait. Better to spy on the performance up close. Seeing the male lead, Wang Hao finally understood how over-the-top this world of web series could be. The male lead was dressed in all black. A trench coat. Damn, wearing sunglasses in this internet cafe. So cool. If Wang Hao hadn't heard the crew explaining the plot earlier, he'd definitely think they were shooting the Matrix. He entered the internet cafe, arrogantly tossed his ID card to the counter, and said in a low, sexy voice, "Get me a computer, a single one." "Okay, sir, please wait a moment." The counter girl took the ID card, turned on the computer, and then the male lead used 2 fingers to clip the ID card back like performing a magic trick, then pocketed it. This still seemed normal. Wang Hao also knew it was the official filming stage. Anyway, feeling bored, he first copied the book's link, then added a message, "My new book, please take care. If you like it, please bookmark and recommend." Then he sent it to various groups. As he was promoting his novel, he had just finished sending several messages when he received a series of system notifications. You have been kicked out of the Gyuun God novel chat group. You have been kicked out of the Netherworld book lovers group. You have been kicked out of the Seven Luminaries Kyan-kun novel group. In particular, one group owner named Heavenly Tao Divine Race even cursed, "Don't spam the group with your trash books. Get lost." You have been kicked out of the Heavenly Tao Divine Race general group. Damn it, I knew this would happen. Kicked out? Dare to say my book is trash? Fortunately, Wang Hao had been mentally prepared for this. These messages couldn't be sent in bulk. He adjusted his mood, memorized the name Laughing Divine Envoy of the group owner, and then quickly prepared for filming. Just then, the female lead appeared. The female lead was impressive. It was only July. A scarf and sunglasses, and even wearing leather boots. Damn it. What season are you in? I don't understand. And she even had a hat on top. Wang Hao's jaw dropped. Are you guys filming a Korean drama or what? Damn it, what kind of bizarre outfits are you daring to wear nowadays? This is a filming set, do you have to be this avant-garde, buddy? And then Wang Hao realized that compared to that outfit, the upcoming plot was the real blast.